spend that. She's got that 80s style. She's got a groove that's so rad, she'll make you wanna dance. Shelly's the queen of the dirty, sure you get the chance. Hey Shelly, Shelly dancing in the moonlight. Hey Shelly, Shelly shining oh so bright, so bright. We're gonna party till the morning light. Oh, Shelly, Shelly, Jersey girl, delight.
Look at Sherry in the house tonight, giving it up, feeling so right. New Jersey girl, she's got that style, that style. Now scream queen with a million smiles, catching all the love from around the world. Whoa. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light, shine your light in the darkest times? You make it bright, here bright. Life's dreams, we're all by your side, by your side. You're doing what you do, girl. You're one of a kind, one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're our light street star, star. Keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, no, no. Sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth, trash and truth. No sugar-coated blues. Out the way, Jersey girl with something to say. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. From Bulls to the city, I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take the high. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight, living it up, feeling so right. Yeah. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Life stream queen with a million smiles, and she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make you bright. Life stream queens with a wayside. You're one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're a life stream star. Keep rocking the show no matter where you are. Yeah.
Hey everybody. Happy Monday. It is 9:33 a.m. on April 22nd, 2024. It's a happy Monday out there. I hope everybody's doing well. This is Shelly, your mouthy mama at Talking Trash and Truths, and this is Coffee and Chaos with T3. That's me. I want to say good morning to my little lovies out there. We got Wolfram dropping links like they're hot. He wipes his paws, lopes in, and howls. Ow. Auga. That's my howl. I know my howl comes out as a bullhorn, whatever. It's like a foghorn. In your mers, in your out, you all around you. How you doing, honey? Happy Monday. And we got some lurkers out there, but that's okay. You can lurk until you wake up and feel like talking. Today's topic is how to spot a woman in love. And somebody said, why? Why would you choose that? And honestly, it's because I talk to so many men out there who are confused by women. They think that interest means love and love means they're in love and that everything's going to be okay. And they don't listen. So I figured, you know what? There's a couple things that we could put out there. I did a whole bunch of research. A whole bunch of people agreed. There were all these psychological videos and behavioral videos. And there's also what I know from personal experience. Having been a woman for 50 years, I could give you a little bit of insight. There are things to look for, things that she's going to do if she's actually in love with you. She might do them to a degree if she's interested in you, but when you're in love, you take it to a whole other level. It's very, very difficult to misconstrue or overlook when a woman is in love with you once you know what to look for. You might just think that's the way she is. She's that type of person. No, she's that type of person for you. If you see it's mostly for you, then chances are, that's a behavior that she has only for you. And it's an indicator of something. So we're going to see if it's an indication of being in love or just being in heat, because a lot of women act like they're in love and really they just want to itch scratched or they're bored. And we're just going to get into it. We'll see what you guys have to say. I was thinking about, I want to do the other aspect, how to tell when a man is in love, but I need a man to come up here and talk, or at least talk from chat, who's in or has been in a healthy relationship and, something like that. It's very hard to find a man who's willing to divulge that kind of information, believe it or not. I don't know why y'all like to act like you're operating in the shadows with like some weird hidden agenda. Like if we know, she'll find out. Oh my goodness. But then you don't show it, you get friend zoned, and then you bitch and moan anyway. So I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. So I don't know what you're going to get, but I'm sure we're all going to enjoy the ride. Today's weather, it's supposed to be hot. Last night it was super cold. I was freezing in my house. I woke up like 5 o'clock in the morning, like, oh my God, why is it so hot? So the temperature changed within just a couple of hours. I'm trying to think. My brain's not really working too well yesterday and today. Yesterday was better than today. Today's not so hot. So I'm glad I have this scripted, because otherwise I'm not going to know what the hell I'm doing. So I just ask you to bear with me. Laz, happy Monday, honey. Happy Monday. Kia off-grid living. I'm a lurker. It's 1:34 in New Zealand. Well, thank you for joining us. Very sweet of you. I hope you enjoy it. It's okay. We love lurkers here. Just enjoy the stream. Happy Earth Day, Lady Awesome. Oh my goodness. Don't tread on me. Happy Earth Day. It'd be nice if we were nicer to the earth. It'd be nice if we didn't have people in power who were trying to lie to us about the earth and take things away. Speaking of that, we watched a really cool documentary last night, Winning and I, on Old School Watch Party Sundays. And the documentary was about the loss of freedom and loss of choice, and how we don't even see it as controlling anymore. And we don't, because it happens so frequently and there's so much else to deal with. I think we've in the past looked at these little things they take away as being trivial little things that we just can't pay attention to because they don't really matter, because I have rent that's due and my kids have to go to school and we have activities, and I don't care if they take away, a certain ingredient. I don't care if they modify this. I don't care if they're adding this. It's not going to really affect me in the long term, blah, blah, blah. But it does, because everything's a buildup, right? They always start small. You get you dip your toe in the water to test the temperature. Okay, then in go the rest of the toes, then the foot, and pretty soon you're in over your head and you don't even realize it. That's what they do when they pull us in and they suck us under. And then you don't know how to escape. You don't know how to save yourself, because they leave you with absolutely no choices and no support. So it was a really good documentary. We talked about the additives in food, which led me to also last night. They were talking about lobbyists, how they have control of Congress and Senate, and they're not wrong. So they push their company's agendas. And it reminded me that Russell Brand did a show yesterday about the things that they're putting in children's food, particularly, allegedly, Lunchables. So apparently, Lunchables have become a staple in public schools as part of the lunch program. Elementary, middle school, high school, it doesn't matter. it's going out to all these little kids. Now you figure these kids could be anywhere from pre-K through, you know, senior year. So you're talking 3 to 18 years old. That's the entire second developmental stage, third developmental stage, fourth developmental stage, as far as ages go. These are very crucial points where nutrition is very important. Now, we've already overindulged our children with sugar and, this fluoridated water. And then there's the corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. There's all these different chemicals in processed food because let's face it, groceries have gone up and our salaries haven't. So we do tend to have to buy cheaper food once in a while. Some of us a lot more than others. Some of us grew up on crap food. Some of us grew up knowing the difference. Some had people at home who had time to hand make food, like make it from scratch, which made it so much better. But these Lunchables have now made their way into the public school system, and they're being given as a lunch option. So anybody who gets like free lunches, if they buy their lunch, it doesn't matter. They all have access to this. And we all know that kids do tend to love Lunchables. They're tasteless. The crackers are too hard. The meat is too slimy. The cheese has no taste and it's brittle. However, there's usually a cookie in there. And if anybody knows anything about children, if there's a cookie included, they're going to choose that option. So what they've found now, what Consumer Reports has found, is that there are unhealthy, sometimes poisonous levels of lead being found in Lunchables. There are also extremely high amounts of sodium. I apologize, there's one word that keeps escaping me. It's not manganese, it's something else. But it's another chemical that causes developmental disabilities. It causes delays in developmental abilities. And there's extremely high sodium, which leads them to high water retention, which puts strain on their kidneys and on their liver. And there's that whole thing. There's also hormone imbalancing chemicals. So these one at a time are dangerous. But if they're giving these to kids every day, it's ridiculously dangerous. They're literally creating health problems in kids through their public school nutrition program. And who put the Lunchables into the schools? Well, the lobbyists pushed for it and they got it approved and now they're in the schools. So thanks for that. So if you are one of those parents, as I was, and up until yesterday still was, who buys the Lunchables because it's a quick fix and, they're hungry and they're bitching and you're like, I just want to give them something to tide them over, and you throw them a Lunchable, go here, that it buys you like an hour so that you can actually cook something decent. If you are that parent, you might want to pass by the Lunchables and not pick them up this time. Maybe just give them a go. There are alternatives. Look for alternatives. Hell, if you want, pick up those Chinese food containers that they're real cheap on Amazon. I bought a whole bunch of them. They're way better than Tupperware. Pick some of those up. They come in all different sizes and make your own Lunchables. Do it. Buy the cold cuts. Buy the meat that you want to use. Buy the crackers you want to use, and make your own Lunchables and just keep them in the fridge stored. Like make them 4 at a time and put them in the refrigerator and be like, all right, you want that here. It's easy enough to do. I know it's a little extra work, but if you want to go for the healthier options, the ones that don't contain the hormone imbalancing chemicals, the ones that don't contain high amounts of sodium, lead, and this word I can't pronounce it, but it's plastic is what it is, then maybe that's an alternative for you. I know the kids are, some kids are like, I only want Lunchable. I know. I've been there. I've been there with the chicken nuggets. Damn it. because Connor only liked like one specific kind of chicken nugget. Was it made with real chicken? No, of course not, because then it wouldn't have the taste that he likes so much. So it was just like, that was a constant battle. But I mean, we got through it. He eats all sorts of stuff now. Last night he cooked dinner for the two of us. Granted, it was at 1:00 in the morning, but he cooked chicken breasts that were stuffed with broccoli. And they were delicious. And they were real, like, he made them real quick and they were crunchy and good. Like, they were breaded on the outside. They were delicious. So there is hope. They do grow out of it. Eventually, their taste buds get a little bit more sophisticated. But if we can help them along, then that's what we're going to do. I just wanted to throw that out there because it is really important to keep these kids safe. They have enough going up against them, and the world is just getting harder. So whatever we can do to make them stronger, make them better, then why not do it? Just remember, the stronger your kid, the less likely they're going to live with you when they're older. They might be independent. Isn't that a thought? Saturday night, we had a really good night on Winning Saturday Night. It was really funny. He shows some really funny videos. I had a very good time. I highly recommend that one. A lot of interaction with the chat, which is something I look for. And we just had a really good night. And then Sunday, we did that documentary. That was his 2-year anniversary of streaming on YouTube. Once again, congratulations to Winning Reality. Very proud of you. And then we watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which is where my subheading comes from. Don't take swords from watery tarts, because it's good advice. So anyway, we had a really good time. Monty Python was super fun. Gonna tell you, if you do watch it, you're gonna hear me giggle through the whole damn thing because I was stoned as fuck. Because how else are you gonna watch Monty Python? If you watch it straight, that's great. But if you watch it kind of askew, it's even better. And it really was and this is why, like, now somebody mentioned in the chat that when they see the rabbit part, they always think of our rabbit, Iron Rabbit. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's our rabbit. Like, our rabbit would have left that rabbit in the dust. I think our rabbit is tougher. But it's funny how somebody, like, becomes embedded in your mind as a certain image. So when you see something, they're the first thing you think of. Every one of us, I think, when that came up, we're like, oh, rabbit. Like, it's the same way. It's so weird because you have this rabbit just like being falling out of the sky, killing people, whatever. You have the rabid rabbit that's going around like, tearing people to shreds. And we're just like, we're thinking of our rabbit going, aw, like, I love her. Like, I miss her. And that's so not what's on the screen. But to us, it's like, yeah, our rabbit she could waste that rabbit. No problem. Like, she's tougher than that. So shout out to the Iron Rabbit because she's just friggin' awesome. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Tonight, if you can, join us for Winning Reality's Unrig the Game. This would be chapter 6 of AJ's book, The Great Awakening, called The War Machine, which I think is hitting us at a very timely moment. Since there's a whole lot going on in the world with war and retaliation and all this. Like, all right, so let's plug in tonight and see what Alex has to say about the War Machine, because so far he's been pretty spot on in this book with everything. I mean, I know hindsight is 2020, but when he wrote it, it wasn't hindsight. It was actually foresight. Nobody really took him seriously. Those who know what goes on in the world took him seriously, but everybody else was like, oh no, he's a sensationalist. He's that. He's this. He's a conspiracy theorist. Oh shit, all this stuff is coming true. Like, what does he have? A crystal ball? Yeah, he's got like 2 crystal balls, and that's what makes him talk so loud. They're the kind of crystal that you can clang together and they don't break. Because let me tell you something, you could squeeze that man till the cows come home and he ain't gonna break. He's not. He's just not. He's not made that way. You could tell. The way he is, he's ready to fight 24/7. Does he want to? Probably not. Is he ready? Absolutely. He is good to go. Let me take a little look at chat. Got Kia. Waving at everybody. Aw. Lady Awesome. Some are just in love with being in love. Has nothing to do with the person. Yeah. Mhm. I get that. I do. Some people just have to be in love. They absolutely have to. Wolfram is a wolf, so doesn't qualify. That's a lie. That's a lie. I will call you out on that lie. But I also know you're not big into sharing. I know nothing about you except that you like pig's ears. That's it. That's it. And you're very, very good at being a mod and looking out for me, which I appreciate. I really do. Me and for winning. Let's not leave him out because you are there for both of us. You and Mims, you have been on the ball. We got Suzanne, we got Lass. Occasionally when Edis comes in here, I have her. But you guys, you really do make this so much easier on us. Like, I don't have to worry about my chat being crazy. I don't have to worry about links. You guys are really on it. And I really do appreciate it. I know winning does too, because we know it's a lot of work. You're always jumping. You can't really enjoy the streams the way you can if you're just sitting back. But you guys do it and you never complain. And I really do appreciate you. I couldn't do this without the support that I get from all of you. Amber Oleka, good morning, newbie here, but so glad to be here. I hope everybody's having a great I hope so too. I hope everybody's going to have a great week. I think we should go into it going, we're going to do it. Even if we don't, fuck it. Say you're going to do it. Go in with that can-do attitude. It takes a lot to rev myself up. I'm trying real hard. I am pushing myself to be like, yay, because I didn't wake up in cheerleader mode today. I woke up in the growly kind of my head still hurts mode. And I washed my hair when I woke up, and then I washed my hair like about an hour ago, and my head still hurts. I even tried running like cold water over my head in the shower because I was like, this will work. No, it didn't work. So I think I'm just stressed out, but we shall see. We shall see. In your MERS. Hi, honey. I went to check on my kiddo last night and he sat up and started coughing. Oh, no. So I didn't get the best sleep. He's okay. I think a little virus or allergies, but have him home today. Oh, honey. Oh, I hope he feels better. I used to hate that. It always happened in the middle of the night and I'd be like, oh, man. Like, I wish I would have gotten some sleep before this happened. Usually used to happen around 1:30 in the morning. I'd be like, oh, crap. I ain't going to work tomorrow. There's no way. Especially if he had that croupy cough. Oh, that was the worst. But I hope he feels better. Wolfkinder, I hope you get some rest too. Hey, Wolfkinder, how you doing, honey? How are you? Good M. Happy Monday. It's 8 degrees Celsius in New Zealand. 8 degrees Celsius. So 0 is freezing. 8 has to be around. So it's what? 50 degrees? No. Is that around 50 degrees Fahrenheit? I don't know Celsius. I'm American. I never learned the metric system ever. You're lucky I can do it when I have to bake. And that's a bitch too. God, all that transfer and over and you gotta, oh no. I have a whole like chart on the side of my refrigerator of how to calculate this into that and that into that. And it's like, oh, how do I do ounces to cups? And it's like, how do I do grams and all that? I can't. Nope. It's so wrong. It's just, you can't just say quarter cup. Oh, it's 4 ounces. Shut up. Just tell me cup. I'm not walking around with the ounce thing. Like, give me the cup amount. Clean up Earth. It's not Uranus. I mean, if you're not cleaning up Uranus, there's a problem. That's how you get sandworms. That's how Beetlejuice was born. No. But yeah. Now, if you don't clean Uranus, you wind up with a Beetlejuice. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Last woke up in a funny mood. Well, from Snickers bar, he's like, "Oh, really? Yeah, no, I'm cranky. I can't help it. I'm a cranky person sometimes. You're entitled. Lead and cadmium, both metals. There you go. Thank you, Wolfkinder. Yeah, it was that episode of his blew my mind. I was so upset. So upset. Um, Last said, I make Lunchable like lunches for my 4-year-old son. I make them on demand. I cut cheese, buy a big bag of pepperoni, crackers, baby carrots, and grapes, and I set it up on a lunch tray. You basically do like a, what do they call a charcuterie board? Is it a charcuterie? Some whatever. We used to call it antipasto, but whatever. Like make up that little, little snack board. I saw what was I watching? I was watching the shorts. I was going through YouTube shorts, and this one lady said, I have a pro parenting tip. My kid, when I say it's time for dinner, I don't want dinner. Oh, it's not dinner. I've just made you a bunch of snacks. Yay, snacks. And they come in and they eat it all because it looks like snacks because it's all separate in like all different dishes. And I was like, that's actually really smart. I used to do the reverse psychology thing. I would eat something and I'd be like, oh my God, this is delicious. I'd be like, what are you eating? Oh, you wouldn't like it. You don't know that. I might like it. No, you wouldn't like it. And I don't think it's not for you. It's for people who really like appreciate like a really like a certain food. And I want to try it. No, you don't want to try it because you're just going to waste mommy's food. And then yeah, I have to have it. It was like, all right. See, you don't like it. No, I do like it. Can I have the rest of it? I'd be like, oh, all right. Because then he'd start, if you love me, you'd give me that. I'm like, you little freaking like manipulative bastard. But who was manipulating who? I mean, obviously he got the manipulation tactics from somewhere. My son is me through and through. Like he's my mini me. He looks like me, except he's built like his father, like a big brick shithouse. But he's got my stubbornness. He's got my, vindictiveness, but he takes it way far. He's got my temper. I'll give him that. Like he came out my carbon copy. And let me tell you something. When I told you the other day that I don't ever want to be in a relationship with somebody like me because one of me is plenty, imagine raising a version of me, but who's better at it because he has more energy and he can go for longer than me because I give up. I give up. I do. He wins all the time. He'll start and I'm just like, whatever. I just don't have that drive to fight him. I just don't. And it's like, it's so sad because I used to be all fight all the time. And now it's like, man, you do it. I'm like, oh, look, I got to pick my battles. This is not one I give too much of a shit about. I just give in. Bad parenting? Maybe. I don't know. But it's single parenting because there's only one of me and there's only so much I can do. And I was way too chatty, Liz. Like Monty Python gets me all hyped. You were hilarious. Hilarious. You had me dying. Because she's just, throwing lines out before they're saying them. And I'm just like, what is she talking about? Oh, what is that? Oh, there's so much of that movie that I forgot. And I didn't watch it that long ago. I really didn't. Like I saw it within the last year. And I don't know. I block certain parts out. It's weird. Wolfram, I fart in your general direction. Yeah. That came out more Romanian than French, but whatever. Yeah, the whole thing with the nights, with the your breath smells. Well, you won't brush my teeth. Because he's got no more. Oh, yeah, that freaking movie killed me. And yesterday, my son was way less hungry than usual. Oh, that's always an indication, isn't it? When you're like, you're being so quiet. You're not eating or driving me crazy. What's the matter with you? What's the matter? You don't feel good? Like, what's going on? And then when they're feeling well, when they start annoying you. And they're just like, mom, what? Just want to see if you'd answer, you son of a bitch. I see you're feeling better. You want them to feel better, but then you're like, can't you just, I don't know, not act like you feel better? Like, I want you to feel better, but don't act like it. How about that? Just give me the rest of the day. I've been like taking care of you. I need sleep. I thought it was because he sat and ate pistachios all day. Oh, that's going to be fun. 12 hours later. At 4, I picked up the bag and was like, whoa. Yeah. Connor did that with grapes once. He ate the entire bag of grapes. And I was like, did you eat these all in one sitting? It was like 2 pounds of grapes. He was like, yeah, I was playing a video game. I didn't realize I ate them all. Con. I'm gonna cancel like karate for the day. And he was like, "Why?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to go anywhere." I was like, "Because you're gonna be in the bathroom in a couple hours, and that's where you're gonna stay for a while." He was like, "Nah, yep, sure enough." He's like, "How'd you know?" Because I'm not stupid. When you have too much fruit, it tends to show. Uh, Wolfkinder 3. I just saw a welcome mat that said, "Have you bought a shrubbery?" Have you bought a shrubbery? Have you? Oh, that's too funny. I think he might really be a wolf. I mean, pistachio. He might be a wolf. I don't know. Poor Wolfram. I know he likes pig's ears, but then again, I like cookies. It doesn't make me, like, well, I guess I could be a cookie monster. Me love cookie. Pistachio. That totally didn't sound like. I can't do impressions today. I don't know why. I'm just something is not clicking in my brain. Pistachio. I'm going to try this again. Ready? Here we go. Lady Awesome said pistachios have something in them that allows the conversion to melatonin naturally. So it's advised to eat closer to bedtime. I didn't know that. Does it really? I'm going to try that. Don't think I won't. I love pistachios. Oh my goodness. I haven't had them in a while. My friend Vic used to eat them a lot. Like he literally always had a bag of pistachios in his pocket. Always. Everywhere you went, there were pistachio shells. It was like, son of a bitch. He comes to my house, I have a giant fucking mound. I'd be like, would you like anything else? And he's like, no, these are great. They're just like, don't you love pistachios? You have to open them. And I love them till I get the one that's closed. Why does that one closed pistachio, instead of throwing it out, I have to sit there and like crack it with my teeth and like I'm gonna get this son of a bitch open. And the nut never tastes good. You know what? That's a quote that I really don't want people clipping. But the pistachio never tastes good because it's not ready. Hence why it didn't open. Do I learn my lesson? Nope. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Yeah, it is cool. It is good to know. I did not know that, Les. She said, I love pistachio everything. Oh my God. When I was younger, pistachio ice cream used to be my thing. I went like 2 years where anytime we went out, I wanted pistachio ice cream. And then that followed with rum raisin. I know. How do I remember that? Because I take my ice cream very seriously. Thank you. Wolfkinder said, I stumbled upon something wild this weekend. A YouTuber in the crochet community was having. Oh, wow. I can't stop yawning, guys. I'm sorry. Was having a 1 million sub celebration and got swatted live. Oh, she has 5 kids and dogs. Everyone is fine, but wow. Who swats a crochet community? A YouTuber in that. They're crocheting. Did you not like their, like, I don't know, triple stitch or what? Like, did they not teach you how to do the hook correctly? I mean, did they tell you to use a H when you should have used a G? Like, what could you possibly have against somebody who just sits there and crochets? What in what world is that? I see. I hate people. I really do. I really do. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I can't, guys. Like, every time I turn around, I think this world is going to get better and it just gets shittier. It really does. Wolfkinder, do me a favor. Send me a link to that person, to their channel, so I can sub, and I want to see that myself. But that's also a community I'd like to be a part of because I do love to crochet and I really need to get back to it, especially once I quit smoking. That was how I went and started crocheting again because I quit smoking and I have to have something to do with my hands. I have to. It's going to be harder now because of the cramping, the hand cramping. But I think I could still do it. I used to love to make stuff. I made tons of hair bands. They were like headbands, but not to fuck up your hair, but they covered your ears and they were just really cute. I made them to order for all my friends. And believe me, they put in orders because when it's for free, it's for them. Tons of hats, infinity scarves. I actually made an entire sweater set for my friend's Weimaraner because she was bitching that no matter what she bought for this dog, it wouldn't wear it because it all didn't fit right. And I was like, do me a favor. I'm going to tell you where I want measurements. You just send me an email or text me with how big they are, like at the neck, at the chest, how far apart their legs are, front to back and side to side, and how long the body is to the tail. And she was like, why? I said, because I have patterns. I want to see, if I have anything that'll fit them. I didn't have any patterns. I don't have dog coat patterns or dog sweater patterns, but I needed the measurements because I knew what I was going to make and I knew it wouldn't take me like overly long. So she got them to me on a Friday. Monday, I presented her with this long sweater and it was cute. It had like it had little legs on it just to cover like, not to the hock, but like to give them a little bit more coverage in their legs. And it was like a turtleneck that she could turn down and get to the collar and, with the leash. And you would think what I gave this woman, like, I thought it was a fun little weekend thing to do. I made it. I gave it to her and she was, oh my God, I'm so happy. And she ran home and she put this thing on this dog and took like 9 million pictures and sent me all of them. I don't have one of them. They're on a download thing that I did from an old phone. This was like 6 or 7 years ago. So, I mean, I have the pictures. I just don't know where they are. But yeah, she was so happy. Like, I was like, who's happy? You were the dog. She's like, no, the dog. She wore it. She was so happy. She knew she looked so pretty. And I made it I made it with really chunky wool, with really chunky yarn. So it was like, it wasn't restrictive. It was just a nice thick, extra coat. And I made it in my hot pink. Which is my brand color. It's like a fuchsia kind of pink and like a magenta almost. Oh my God. She was like, the dog loved it. She was like, she loves the color. I was like, you do know dogs are colorblind, right? Just saying. And she was like, she knows it's not white or black. I was like, okay. I was like, so she just likes the fact that it's not, like gray. It's great. But yeah, so she went on and on about it. But I do love to crochet. I haven't done it in a while, but it helps me when I'm quitting smoking because I don't crave the nicotine so much as I crave the habitual ritual of it. I really do. I look for something to be like that I can flick. My mother hates that. She's like, why do you flick your cigarette so much? Because I fucking do. Why does it bother you? Why do you breathe so much? Like, stop it. Leave me alone. You do your thing. I'll do mine. You keep breathing. I'll keep flicking. Take that however you want to take that. And your mirrors. Yep, it's all croupy. Oh, he was over at the neighbors throwing up leaves that we raked. Great. So he inhaled all that crap. Great. I hate the croup. I do. I hate croup. It's the worst sound in the world. 46.4 degrees Fahrenheit is 8 degrees Celsius. Oh, I wasn't that too far off. I said 50. That was a good guess. I knew it was above freezing. I just didn't know how much. A crochet YouTuber. Wow, that's terrible. It is. That's terrible. Yep. A Beetlejuice. Jealousy in the crochet community. YouTube streets are wild. That is fucking hilarious. Who does that though? It's not hilarious that she got swatted. It's hilarious that the community it happened in. I mean, they're all old grannies and women who just have nothing better to do than sit home and like crochet because they don't want to deal with the world. Or women like me who don't want to deal with the world, who are old and crotchety and crochet. Crotchety and crochet. I'm a curmudgeon. Morning, nerd. The witch scene always reminds me of Johnny Depp's text. I know. That was one of the funniest parts of that trial. The fact that these lawyers were trying to make these texts into something, and we're all sitting there going, first of all, we all text like that. Second of all, we have all slammed our, like our exes or the people that we're with to our closest friends. Because you got to vent. Better to vent it in words, get it out, laugh it off, and move on than to act it out. See, she didn't say shit. She acted all her stuff out. He would say it and not act on any of it. It's also called a goddamn sense of humor. So, like, if you're throwing out movie references, I have friends where we don't talk. We just movie reference. That's all it is. Everything we say is like a movie reference. And G used to get so mad. The teacher that I worked with, she used to get so mad because they would go right over her head because she didn't grow up watching the kinds of movies that we did. She was much younger than we were. And she grew up in a Puerto Rican house where they watched all Puerto Rican TV because the parents didn't speak English. So she didn't see most of our movies. She didn't see our TV shows. And we're throwing like references back and forth. We played a game in the bar once on a Friday after school because that's what we did. And we were just like, all right, let's go around. Like, you say a reference, I'll name the movie, and then I'll name a reference. I'll say a reference, and the person to my left will, name the movie, and we'll go around. We were going clockwise, and I didn't want to go clockwise because I was like, damn it, because G was to my left, where she always was, and they were like, yep, we're going clockwise. Because nobody wanted her. Nobody wanted to have to hand off to her because they knew it would stop the progress of the game every single time. And I'm like, I'm missing all these references that they're throwing out because I'm busy thinking of what's the easiest thing I could say that she would know, something that everybody freaking knows. So, of course, they get to me and I don't know. Charles threw out some obscure bullshit. And I was like, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He was like, how the hell did you know that? I was like, I know everything. What's wrong with you? And so I looked at you. I was like, all right, you ready? We're going to need a bigger boat. And she was like, Titanic? I was like, oh my God. I was like, and they were like, just keep doing the same movie until she gets it. I was like, okay. That's some bad hat, Harry. Nope. She was like, who's Harry? Is that Harry Potter? Did Harry Potter? Are you talking about the sorting hat? I was like, listen, bitch. I was like, I'm not going any further. It's Jaws. And she was like, Jaws. Oh, is that shark movie? Oh. I said, wait, you've never seen Jaws? No. Oh. I don't know if I was shocked or insulted because I took it a little personal. I was like, how do you live on this planet and have never seen Jaws? Have you seen even references to it? Because those are the main references that are out there. There was even a production company that ended every single episode on TV with that some bad hat, Harry. Like, do you really? She really never saw Jaws. And it didn't bother her. It bothered me that she didn't see Jaws. I was like, that's it. We're going to my house. And she's like, what? I was like, we're going to watch Jaws. And she's like, I don't want to watch it. Yes, you do. I was like, yes. She's like, no, I don't really like those kind of movies. Da, 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 da. This bitch sat here, like literally in my lap. Oh my God. I was like, did you hate it at the end of it? Because she was like shaking by the end of the movie. And I was just like, did you hate it? She's like, oh my God, that was the best movie ever. I was like, I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, no, it's definitely a classic. And she was like, oh my God, how did I not see that movie? I was like, I don't know. You live under a fucking rock. I was like, because I don't know how you don't get any. Do you get any of the references that I make all day long? Because if it wasn't a musical, she didn't know what it was. She was very Broadway minded. So she knew all the musicals. But Jaws, not even a blip on her radar. She'd never seen Beetlejuice. Never. She didn't even, oh my goodness. She saw Annie like 100 times. None of the other movies from that decade. She'd never seen Star Wars, any of the Star Wars. She didn't see any of the Star Treks. Highlander, she had no idea. I was like, when I'm going, there can only be one. You're just like, uh-huh. And you have no idea why I'm saying that, do you? Be like, watch your head. And she'd be like, uh-huh. Right over her head. Because she wasn't getting any of the references. I'm like, really? Like, I feel like you've been hoodwinking me for the last like 3 years. Because at that point, we were together like 3 years in school. And she was like, no, you're really funny. I just wish I understood why you're funny. I just know that you're funny. I was like, you've been pity laughing me for 3 years. Like, my feelings were hurt, man. Come on. Like, if you don't get the reference, just say, I don't get that reference. I mean, be very Captain America about it. I don't get that reference. Or be like, I got that reference. You know, good for you. Yay. And I will totally be Tony Stark in the background, rolling my eyes at you like this motherfucker. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, how do you not get those references in the Johnny Depp text? The very first one they put out, I was hysterical. I was like, this dude, like, I would so be good friends with him. Oh my God. I think Johnny and I would get along fucking great, especially if he let me hit that weed closet before we had a conversation. Then it would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. Lady Awesome said, I call all meals mealtime, but yeah, there are times I put food in the what I've designated snack bowls because there are times they don't want to sit at the table to eat. Yep. Just don't think of it as like lying to them. It's just creative parenting. You know, you're problem solving. To Paul Bettany. Yeah, that's who he wrote them to. And of course, Paul Bettany knows all about Monty Python. Jesus, they friggin' encountered Monty Python from the crib. Wolfram, I like cookies too, especially chocolate chips to warm out of the oven. Wolves can't have chocolate. Nope. They've got pistachio creamer amber. Stop it. Do they really? Oh, you know I'll try that. Anything to make my coffee 100 times better. I hope it's good. Every time I see a light green container for creamer, I'm always bummed it's not pistachio. Oh, light green, what is that? Mint? Like if I want something creamy minty to go into my coffee, I'm gonna use Bailey's. Like, let's not fuck around. I want it to be a fun coffee. I'll make it Irish. I have an ex who loves sunflower seeds. That's the other friggin' shells everywhere. Pistachio shells are better because they're bigger. You just sweep them up. But the sunflower seeds tend to be, you know, splintery and wet and little, and they're harder to pick up. Until one day I found one. Oh, that's awesome. I hope it was good. Was it good? I make a pistachio latte around 1 or 2 p.m. Oh, it is delicious, lady. Oh my goodness. See, now I gotta write that down. Wait. You guys think I'm kidding when I say I write shit down? Nope. Because by the end of this thing, I'll forget. Darth asked me the other day, he was like, do you ever like listen to your own streams? I was like, no, why would I? Like, I'm literally sitting there for 6 hours most of the time. Why am I going to go back and listen? I don't want to hear it the first time it comes out of my mouth. I'm going to go back and hit repeat. No, I'm good. He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, you might want to look into magical thinking. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm like, oh, fuck you too. Outpost Nerd. So I got to stream with Aussie Overlord and I shilled you and Winning, Shelly. Thank you very much. You mentioned that last night and Winning thanked you. It was short notice, but a nice stream where I met some cool people. That's awesome. Not the crochet community. Yep. They went for the crochet community because, you know, those hooks will get you in trouble, girl. How dare you know how to, like, I wanted to say pearl, but that's freaking knitting. How dare you know how to half stitch and double stitch and triple stitch? God, you gotta, those are some wild women with those crochet hooks. Let me tell you, all that, you know, yarn, you could really like fuck with a cat. I saw you, nerd. Proud of you for branching out. Aw, you're so supportive, Lady Awesome. You too, Wolfkinder. Outpost Nerd. That's cool. Very cool. And Inya, hey nerd, glad you had fun. The pickle flavored sunflower seeds are so good. And the pickle flavored cashew. I have never had either one of those, and now I kind of wanna. See, that's terrible because the documentary we were watching last night was talking about marijuana and like all the benefits of marijuana. And I was like, where's my bong? I am so easily swayed, guys. You have no idea. Somebody's like, oh, we're having tacos. I'm like, I want tacos. It comes from me just not being like, I'm always like, I don't know what I want. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds good. Like when Winning gives me options on like things to watch, I'm like, honey, I don't care. Pick anything. I'll tell you what I don't like. Like, this is what I don't want to watch. Anything else is fair game. And it's just like, I think he's like, is she really like just leaving it up to me? Or does she really not care? I really don't care. I really don't. Whatever you choose, whatever's going to make you happy is going to make me happy. Put it on and I'm good to go. I'm very easy when it comes to stuff like that. Don't ask me where do you want to go to? I don't care. I just want to eat and I want to eat now. Like I don't want to go to a restaurant where they're gonna, oh, it's a 40-minute wait. Then we're going to a different restaurant. That's what we're doing. That's what's on the menu. A different restaurant. Like, I don't care where we go. I don't care if it's fancy. In fact, I prefer it not be. I don't like the big shows. I don't like going somewhere where I have to regulate how I speak. Because if I want to laugh, I'm going to laugh. In a fancy restaurant, they tend to frown upon that. So I don't want to go there. I just don't. I'm very easy to please. You know? Suzanne, what's up, honey? How are you? Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. Wolfkinder, I had a friend who went to dog training camp. It's a thing. Alrighty. I made them costumes for an event, and she wore an old-fashioned B&W Stop Criminal outfit. And I made her Doberman a cap. Oh my god, that's awesome. Dog training camp. Okay. That could be taken so many ways nowadays. I don't even know how to approach that. Just the text, you could tell it was from Monty Python and possibly Eminem's song Kim. Mm-hmm. My husband communicates in movie TV references. Oh, me and your husband get along just great, and you. I do it all the time. Or I respond in song, which is probably annoying, and I don't really care. Like, that's who I am. You don't like it? Fuck you. Outpost nerd. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt the elderberries. Yeah, I can't do the French accent today. I'm way too stuffed up. I think that's why I have a headache, because my head is so congested. It's this stupid up and down weather. It's killing me. I have a sore throat, which, you know, that's not like me. But yeah, no, my nose is all stuffed and I couldn't sleep well all night. I kept I snored so bad I woke myself up. That's what woke me up. I'll be perfectly honest. I literally woke myself up. Strip typing is hard. Oh, stop it. Wait, what do you mean strip? Oh, a B&W. No, striped criminal outfit. Yeah, no, I knew what you meant. Wolf from Jaws. Absolutely. Let's face it, you got to be a man to wear tight. Manly men. These are people of the land, the common clay of the new. All right, whatever. Do. Take a minute to check. If you're live, yes. Please hit that live chat, not top chat. Otherwise, they come in all wonky. And see if you can hit that like button. If you're not subbed up, I would love to earn your subscription. It is free. Is it better to be fair to respect it? It says too much ask for both. Okay, nerd. This is the day you will always remember as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. She would just sit on her bed and spit sunflower seeds on the bedroom floor. It was nasty. Ill. Okay. There was a Johnny quote that I think went over everyone's head, referring to AH fans. Some species or tower of mashed potatoes covered in the light of a computer screen. Backs away from the crochet hooks and checks for any missing fur. Aw. No. We have no missing fur, Wolfram. I think he was referring to the obsessed guy in Close Encounters fixated on making a tower. Yeah, that was Richard Dreyfuss. Sitting there making his little what is that? Was it Devil's Mountain or something? I don't know. That was one of the first movies that my mother took me to see. She was like, "You saw that as an infant." I was like, "That's great. I don't remember it." And she was like, "But you've seen it since." Yeah, but I don't remember the first time. She was like, "I thought you would have." No, mother, I don't. Like, you expect way too much. It was the first time I took you to the movies. And how old was I? She said, "I don't know. You were a couple weeks old." And she expects me to remember seeing the movie. Like, bite it, bitch. Like, really? And then they say my mother doesn't have unreal expectations for me. Gee, I wonder. 40-minute wait. Fuck that. Yeah, no, I ain't waiting 40 minutes to get into a restaurant. Nope. I had a phone call and just caught back up. Awesome. That common clay line was from Blazing Saddles. Yeah. I think it's called Devil's Tower. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Devil's Tower Plateau. I mean, that was a great movie. But the whole thing with the birds, and if the bird friggin' died or whatever, that was a whole bunch of bullshit, that movie. Like, they really showed you how the government was like, nope, no, there's gas, you got to get out of here. How they just lied to you, even then. And it was so blatant. Speaking of liars, Fannie Willis. I just want to touch on that because her attitude, the hubris. She really thinks she's hot shit. She really does. She thinks she's hot shit and she can talk to anybody the way she wants it because my office can't be touched. Like, really? You really think that? She told Jim Jordan when Jim Jordan was like, we want the paperwork. She was like, yeah, I don't have time. I will give it to you on a rolling basis at my leisure. You will not interfere with the Trump case. Bitch, no. See, that's upper management. Like, that's really like, you have to answer to them. She's like, well, I ain't gonna. You think something will happen to her for not answering? Nope. Same way she just lied to everybody. And now she went, this is the balls on this woman. I can't. She literally went to her lover's wife's divorce lawyer and said, I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything that can help, the case in either way. I can't help either side. I know nothing about it. I'm not involved. Meanwhile, she's fucking him and paying him. And then she goes and tells her, and you can't ask me these questions. It's not your place to ask me these questions. Leave me out. I'm way too important. I have way too many important things to bother with you. I mean, it's basically what she told him. And then she goes and says, and by the way, you might want to look into her having an affair. And I thought you didn't know nothing about it. Thought you didn't know nothing. But now you know that she was unfaithful? No, you know what he told you because he lied to you. He wouldn't lie to me. Why? What makes you special? He lied to his wife. He's not going to lie to you? Stop. Stop, women, thinking that you're special. And this man who acts like shit with other women is suddenly going to treat you better. He might in the beginning because he knows you're onto him. So he's got to play, like the nice game, but they all revert to type. They revert to their natural state. And if his natural state is a lying piece of shit cheater, he's going to treat you the same way and you're going to get to see it firsthand. So good luck with that. He did, though. He backed her up, man. He backed her up all the time, paid for stuff, whatever, because he was afraid of her. That's why. It's not that he loved her. He was afraid of her. And she made him money. He was afraid of her and afraid of losing that money. But yeah, no, she went to the lawyer and was like, no, I don't know nothing, but I do know this. And leave me alone. I'm too important. Fuck you. Wow. Like, no. So that got used against her. She went against Jim Jordan and said, nah, you could wait for those. I'm going to give them to you when I feel like giving them to you because I don't have time for you. I'm investigating Trump. I'm prosecuting Trump. And nothing you do is going to deviate me from that. You're still responsible to be accountable for what you do, especially when you're doing it with federal funds. If you get a federal grant that's very specific to be used for a youth program, and then you use it to buy swag and go on trips and buy like updated computers so you guys can, do whatever the fuck it is you do. I don't care if you say that was toward the youth program. It's not the youth program. You misuse those funds. You should be accountable. Not in a year, not in 10 years, not when you can find somebody to create a faulty receipt for you. Right now on the spot, you should have your accounting fucking done. You just should. We all have to. We're accountable to the IRS. You think if the Senate or the Congress sends me a freaking subpoena telling me they want this information, I could go, when I get to it? No. No. But apparently she could do that. And now somebody is suing her department, her office, because they put in a Information Act request and she denied them. Now, she's saying because they're state records, they're done. Okay, but they're also public because they're federal, because they want to know about her trips to DC and what went on there. And because it's a matter of public record, it's also a matter of federal record because it had to do with federal agencies. It is permissible. They have a right. The public has a right to see it. She said, no, you have no right to see it. And you can't sue me because nobody can sue. This is an entity incapable of being sued. She cited 3 cases done in the last 5-6 years. They started in like 2017. I think it was 2017, 2019, and possibly 2021. I know it was definitely 2017, one of them that she did. But yeah, that's all. She was like, no, we're not capable of being sued. Who told you that bullshit? Because an appeals court said it in very specific cases on very specific terms. That doesn't mean it's a blanket statement that you just can't be sued. You are not above the law. Except apparently she is. See, I don't understand these 2 laws. Like, one law is written and that's the language and it applies to these people, but not to these. Our judicial system is beyond broken. It's beyond broken. So yeah, that's the Fannie Willis update. Really wanted to mention Winning, and I watched Fallout on Prime, on Amazon Prime. It was really good. It was wacky. I wasn't expecting it to be what it was, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, but I was like, all right, go into, open mind, whatever. There's a lot of things that you think you're going to enjoy that you don't, and things that you don't think you're going to enjoy that you wind up loving. And of course, we watched it, and I was just like, we got through like the first 3, and he was like, all right, is it time for, I was like, all right, one more. One more. There's 8 episodes. Let's go half and half. It was like, the next night, I was like, when are we watching Fallout? He was like, you liked it. I was like, mm-hmm. I was like, and then when it finished, I was like, now I gotta wait. Damn it. It's the worst. I told you the cough is getting worse. Ugh. But yeah, Fallout was really, really good. And then we watched SmackDown Friday night, which, if you haven't seen it, you really should. Solo Uso was very out of character. So they're taking him in a different direction. It was very disturbing on some level to watch that. Because I was like, what is going on? Like, it's all very, like they're building and building and building. And I just know it's going to be a huge payoff, but oh God, getting there is a pain in the ass. Wolfram, I made a remark once that I had never been to Sioux Locks in Michigan. Mom, you have too. I have. Yes, you were a baby. I was carrying you in my arms. How dare you not remember that, Wolfram? God damn it. All her efforts shot to hell. Wow, Fanny actually got an award from the Dems after all her shit. Oh, I'm sure. Lefty, hello, you big, beautiful eggplant, you. How are you? Happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. Congress is nothing. Everybody marvel at the loveliness of the eggplant that Lefty threw up. Throw up an eggplant for him. Make sure he feels at home. Congress is nothing but a group of toothless wolves. They growl and bark and have no bite. I mean, they bite. They just bite each other. All they do is, I mean, you got the House Speaker who goes around like, just, oh yeah, no, I'm going to side with all these Democrats. It's fine. And I'm going to get everybody, like all these, fake Republicans to go side with them too. Because let's give billions and billions more to everybody else. And, the American people, we're going to give all our money to the Ukraine and to Israel and to, all the illegal immigrants. And sure. And the people that live here get nothing but the shaft. Like, they don't take care of us like at all. Thank you, Anya, for throwing up those eggplants. Lefty Love's Game Channel is great relaxation. Yes, as long as you don't listen to the broken baker who says Lefty is terrible at games. They don't call it an act of Congress for nothing. I mean, really, it is just an act. And a bad one at that. It's like a bad off-Broadway play. You just sit there going, really? I'm supposed to believe this bullshit? Anyway, so that was my weekend. See, not bad. An hour recap. We really did have a good time though last night. It was freaking funny watching Monty Python. It was hilarious. But now getting to our main points. I know I get up here and I talk every show about something traumatic or something emotional or whatever. And people tend to make fun. And they're like, oh, Shelly's got the, she's got the girly channel. She's got the emotions channel. Or they make jokes about how, oh, you want to cry? Go to Shelly's channel. It's fine. And it's like, you know what? Everybody can go fuck themselves. Like, this is what I do. It makes me feel better. I enjoy it. I don't care. It's helping somebody. Even if that somebody is me. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it my way. Because I'm really not somebody who likes to be told what to do. People that tell me what to do, they like ask Winnie. He'll tell you don't. Like, you tell her what to do, she's going to do the opposite. Like, he knows. I'm very obstinate when it comes to this stuff. I do not like being controlled. If I tell you I want to be controlled, that's different. That's usually a different connotation altogether. But as far as like telling me how I should be, I'll tell you exactly where to put your opinion in many colorful ways. Who, and the ways will hurt even just to hear, let alone to do them. Like I'll make you feel it. I can be quite descriptive. But to all those people who like to mock my channel or whatever, get bent. You can just bugger off. Bugger off. Get knotted. I can't say knotted with a British accent and have the T's come out. It skips right over the T. It's the Jersey in me. I just can't do it. And you maybe back and forth, then catching up. Yay, Monday. I know. Love y'all. And your channel helps me. I'm glad in you. I'm glad it helps somebody. It's usually just helps me because you guys, I gave up my therapist for you guys. I didn't sacrifice them for you. I swapped them for you because it's easier for me to just talk to you guys. I don't feel like I have to be not at my best. I don't feel like I have to be some shining example. I don't have to make major inroads and try to make you feel like you're good at your job. I got to that point with my therapist where I was glossing over the hard stuff and like the stuff I was struggling with and just giving her the good highlights because I wanted her to feel good that she was helping me. When you start being a supporter for your therapist, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. Like, and I got to the point where I was like, oh, she doesn't sound like she's having a good day. Oh, well, I'll tell her this really great thing that happened. You said she'll feel better. So she thinks, like she had a part in it. And of course she did have a part in it, but I made that the focus of the 40 minutes I got to talk to her. And then when we hung up, I'm like, I'm still struggling with this. And I didn't even bother telling her. I didn't want to make her feel bad that we didn't really have time to get to it. Like when my guilt kicks in that I'm feeling guilty about talking to my therapist, this therapy is not working for me anymore. And so it was just like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I can't. She stopped calling me anyway. So it was like my therapist abandoned me. It's terrible. And I hate to say it, but I saw it coming because she was calling me less and less. And I was like, I feel like she's about to break up with me. Sure enough, one day she just ghosted. And I was like, oh man. I was like, she never called me back. Nothing. I was like, all right. Like for somebody with abandonment issues, I think I took it fairly well. All right. So, like I was saying, there's a lot of guys that I talk to, and there's some girls that I've talked to, a couple who mistake, love for being in love, or who mistake like extreme lust or just some longing or loneliness for being in love. And they're like, I can't tell how they feel about me. And it's always, I don't know how she feels. She flirts with me. She pays attention to me. She does this. She does that. No, it doesn't sound like she's in love with you. It doesn't even sound like she's interested in you, but you're like a placeholder for her. Like you're there right now. Like she's bored. She feels lonely. You're a bit of a challenge, or either go the other way. You're easier on her. So, she knows that you have feelings, for her. So yeah, it feeds that part of her that's like, oh, somebody cares about me, but they're not reciprocating that. They might care about you, but they're not in love with you. So it's just like, and it's really hard to say that to people because you don't want to like stomp on them because what if you're wrong? However, when you're friends with somebody and you love somebody enough that you're willing to say the hard truths, then you should. You absolutely should. People go around not telling me things because they don't want to hurt my feelings. And it's like, So that's one of the things that I appreciated about my friendship in the past, even now, with Darth. People think Darth is an asshole, and he is, but he's not an asshole 24 hours a day. You know, there is a guy in there that has feelings. There is a guy in there who actually has empathy and who cares. He's very he's very shy about showing that part of him. He'd rather be angry and hostile and, because he has trauma. It makes him a hostile person. I get it. I do get it. And I know I get shit for it all the time. I do give a lot of concession when it comes to Darth because I know where the anger comes from and I know where that comes. Like, I think I know who he is. It's not all peaches and cream and roses and kittens, and it's never going to be. But if somebody's going to call me on my shit without worrying about if they hurt my fucking feelings, it's going to be Darth. Is he always right? No, but he's going to say his take on it. And I know I'm going to get it unedited. He's not going to pussyfoot around things. Much like me, he don't candy coat shit. Got his pub. Don't feel guilty about talking to us. We're your therapy. You talk, we listen. Everybody feels better, Shal. Oh, and good M, Gutter. You're so funny. I'm glad that somebody listens when I talk because that's not always the case. I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, does anybody ever get tired of talking? I'm so tired of talking. And yet I can't not talk because my brain doesn't shut up. So it's either talk or go insane, more so than usual. And that's just not the way I want to go. But yeah, Darth will definitely tell me all the stuff I don't want to hear. He's not afraid to hit me with that. I like that he doesn't do it as often as he used to. He'll do it like once a month. If I've gotten really out of pocket, and he's just like, "Girl, you went off the rails. Like, what is wrong with you?" I don't know. And then he doesn't really push it. He just kind of leaves it there and goes, "Here, you deal with it. I'm just telling you what I see." Okay. And we leave it at that. There's no hard feelings. I'm not mad at him for saying it. And that's the thing. Most people think I'm going to get mad. I might get hurt, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get angry. It might hurt my feelings, but the truth often hurts. It's something that I take your words and I examine them and, I toss them around. I think about it and I twist them and turn them until I see if they're right or they're wrong. Sometimes I'm way off. Sometimes I have to come on here and be like, you know what? We're going to talk about it. Don't think I'm not going to do a stream on magical thinking. Now that he brought that shit up, of course I have to. I watched 8 videos on it this morning. I already plan on doing different personality types, especially for my own personality type, which is INFJ, the advocate. And it's funny because every video I watch on that, I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that. Oh, that's why I'm having problems. That explains a lot. I'm like, and the thing is about me, I am always analyzing everything, including about myself. Don't think I'm critical of other people. I'm most critical about myself. And I will sit there and I will pick apart every thought and every action and every reaction and every feeling until it's just either it makes sense or I've gone off the deep end. Either way, it's going to be a different thing. It gets me further along. And that's all I want to do is I want to understand me and I want to understand everybody around me. You guys don't get that you're all mysteries to me. And they're mysteries I want to solve. And y'all have issues and they're issues I want to help with. And you all have these benefits, these beautiful things about you that I want to, be a part of. I want to be able to be near them. I want to bask in the light and I want to swim in the darkness. And I just want to immerse myself in everything. I don't like I've told T-Rex, I don't do things half-ass. I'm either all in or I'm all out. Like that's it. There's no moderation in my life. There's no middle ground. And that's good and that's bad, but I'm an extreme person. And it's easy for me to go from one extreme to another in the blink of an eye. And you're just like, what happened? You just pushed me past my limit. Like I had a boundary and you just steamrolled right over it. So now I'm different. And I don't go back. That's the thing. I can't. Once I've crossed that line, once you've crossed that line, I can't go back. And I just let things, unfold organically, I guess. But I do drop 1,000,001 fucking hints. That's what Darth was getting at. He was like, you think you don't share a lot, but you do. He was like, you really do. I was like, I don't share near enough, like near of what's in there, like what's in my brain. I don't let hardly any of it out. He's like, you don't think you do. I see it. He's like, because I understand, like basically he understands when I talk. There we go. Oh, you do. Hey, Darth. It was like, he reads between the lines. He's good at interpretation. I'll give him that. I will. And a lot of people aren't. A lot of people don't delve into things. They don't look at the philosophy behind things. They don't theorize why this person feels that way or what they actually meant. That's something that Darth and I have in common. We do tend to look at somebody and go, huh. Yeah. Time to pick apart every single little thing you said. And that's what we do because we don't trust anybody. There's always a hidden meaning, always a hidden agenda. And we look for it. But yes, I am looking into magical thinking, you son of a bitch. Bastard. It's a good topic. It is a good topic. Especially the root of magical thinking. What causes it? And it all comes back to trauma. It all mostly comes back to childhood trauma. That's why I like these lawyers when people commit crimes and they go in there like they had a bad childhood. Yes, they had a bad childhood. That's the cause of their behavior, but ultimately it was their choice. So yeah, I can say this is why I do things. It doesn't absolve me of the crime of doing them. It just means this was the root cause that nobody ever addressed, and probably now nobody's gonna because I'm going to jail. But it doesn't absolve me. Oh, well, poor you. Since you got this, it's okay that you went and did this heinous thing. No, I'm glad you understand me, but still did it. Still got to pay for that crime. That's what I don't like about the court system. They try to use like a bad childhood as an excuse. And it's like, no, that's not a get out of jail free card. I don't know many people that had idyllic childhoods. We all had trauma to a degree. Big T trauma or little t trauma doesn't matter. You are still responsible for your actions. You're still responsible for your words. And they like to say, well, no, I mean, they were damaged. They were damaged. Nobody cared before that. This person existed long before they committed this crime. Now that they committed this crime, now it matters to you? Why didn't it matter to you before they did it? Well, I didn't know about it. That's on you. Their trauma is their trauma. They've had it for decades. They still chose to do what they did. It's not like they're not aware they're screwed up. They just stopped caring about what they did, or they thought they'd get away with it because they got a shitty childhood. We all had shitty childhood. It doesn't give me a get out of jail free card. It just doesn't. So I know Darth is lurking on Rumble, keeping it up on Rumble. You see my numbers, Darth? They're going up a little bit. I think I have 77. Very exciting. Very exciting. I know you have, I thought 90, I think you had 96 the other day when I saw. I was happy for you. I'm glad you're doing well over there. Good for you. Good for you. I enjoy your streams. I like the philosophizing and the breaking things down. And if you guys don't know, I mean, somebody They threw up. Wolfram already did it. He threw up the YouTube and Rumble Darth Hideous's channels. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, check out his live streams. He's going over Marcus Aurelius right now. And it's funny how Marcus Aurelius and the Gospel of Matthew are kind of like hand in hand. It really is so weird that two extremely different people would have so many things in common, so many thoughts in common. They just had a different way of presenting them. Inumers, I saw a therapist that did a video that said no matter who your parents are, how rich or how poor, if you wind up on my couch, you will talk about something they did to mess up your childhood. Absolutely. I mean, I've said it to my own kids when they're like, you're manipulative. I'm like, well, you know, all the things that I went through as a kid, and that's all you got is that I'm manipulative. Everybody's manipulative. First of all, you'll learn that real quick. Number two, if I got to give you something to talk to your therapist about. And it's like, if that's the worst thing you could say is that I am like overly emotional and manipulative, then good for you. Good for you. I'm so happy. I did my job because you don't have any of the atrocities that I went through as a child. Any of them. And yet I'm a hell of a lot more resilient than either one of my kids. Maybe they're more confident. I don't know. Maybe they'll turn out to be kinder adults. Maybe they'll be more well-rounded. I hope so. I hope they'll be kind. I hope they won't be doormats. I hope they won't be bullies. But I don't know. They're still their own people. No matter what I put into that, it's not like a recipe. I could do the same thing with both of them. They come out completely different. PSA, there's a ground beef recall. Of course there is. Ugh. Any particular company? You can just post whatever you have in the chat and whatever you can find out. So there's your PSA. Don't eat any hamburger today. Not yet. You're looking. Thank you, Wolfkinder. I appreciate that. I really do. I don't know. This food, they're trying to kill us. They really are. I wonder if it's like is it a bacterial thing? Yeah. Thank goodness it's not pig's ears. That struck me funny. That was a good one. I like that. All right. So, like I said, these men are like, I don't know if she likes me. Da-da-da. So let's go over this a little bit. Now, of course, there are exceptions to every rule. I will start out with that disclaimer. This is not, even though I'm generalizing, which I really don't like to do most of the time, and I have to, there are exceptions to every rule. I am not talking about anybody in particular. However, if you think what I'm talking about applies to you and the shoe fits, lace that bitch up and make it your own. I don't care. This is just, there's been over the years many, many instances of people ask me, do you think she's in love with me? Is she doing this? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? No, then I doubt it. Like, so this is the list. One, she wants to know about you. She is endless questions. When a woman is in love with you, they seem to ask questions about everything in regards to you. They want to know your favorite food. Do you like this type of music? What were your achievements? What are your preferences? How about your history? What are your pet peeves? What are your traumas? Do you have any joyful memories? They want to know every story you have to tell. Rules are made to be broken. But they do. They want to know every single thing. Every detail about you is important to them so that they can do their best to make you happy. That's what the goal is. They want to help, heal things that are broken in you. They want to avoid triggers and traumas that upset you. You become a top priority to them, and they want to understand you on the most profound level. They never want to upset you. They just want you to be happy and be healthy and be whole. Why? Because they care about how you feel. They care about your success. They care about your potential. And a woman who is in love with a man will always see unbelievable potential. They will see his potential clearer than he will. Now, are they looking at it through rose-colored glasses? Probably. Castro, what's up? Over on the Rumble with Darth. Very nice. Inya Mers, love is so much different to me than it was in my 20s or 30s. Yeah, and there is that differential, but there are some things that run the same. A lot of like the younger, like me looking for love when I was in my 20s and 30s was about a little bit about like the excitement and the desire and the draw to each other. Like you wanted somebody who it was like breathing, like you just had to be with them. And it was exciting. It was thrilling. And the older I get, the more I'm just like, I want somebody who's, gonna cuddle me. I want somebody who's gonna listen to what I have to say, who's remembers that I don't like this I don't eat raw onions because I don't like the texture. So if they order like a hamburger for me, like they're like, she wants a bacon cheeseburger, hold the onions. She doesn't like onions. Like that's important to me. It was about getting laid, I mean, it's still about getting laid. I mean, let's not fuck around, Gutter. I mean, I'm not going to lie and be like, no, I'm not about the sex. No, fuck that. Yes, I am. Like, no, it's still a huge part of it. I am still living and breathing and the heart's still going. So as long as there's a hormone left in my body, I want to be the hormonin. Okay. Like and I will be a whore for that man. See, that's the thing. We can all be really good girls, but once you get that one dude, there's not a whole lot you're not willing to do. There's really not. You're just like, it would make him happy. Let's go. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's just us. Like, I'm his, he's mine. Why not? And I think you should. You should completely embrace that with the person that you're with. I'm not saying do anything dangerous, don't do things that are going to like break you. If you feel like doing it from a swing, do it from a swing. Fuck it. You want to do it out in the outdoors? Just be wary of ticks. Trust me. But not that that's how I got Lyme disease. But anyway, that would be a horrible rumor to start. Greater Omaha ground beef, different varieties package March 28, 2024. User freeze by April 22nd. An E. coli outbreak. That's great. All right. So for those of you who do not see that, if somebody could throw that on Rumble, that'd be great. The beef recall, the ground beef recall, different varieties, is made by Greater Omaha, packaged on March 28, 2024, has a use freeze date of April 22nd with possible E. coli contamination. So check your ground beef and chuck it if that's what you got. Inya, because that's how I am. I can tell you how anyone in my life likes their food or little things like the kind of scent they like or if they collect something or the new video game coming out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's still pumping. Hell yeah, I'm still pumping. That's how I am. I tend to remember how people take their coffee, what specific like drink they like, if they like a certain brand of iced tea or like it's stupid, trivial stuff that my brain won't let go of because I'm like, oh, they don't like to use this. They like to do that. When they come in, they like to sit in this specific chair. So I got to make sure that like, there's nothing on that chair. I want them to be comfortable, like if we're in the car, they don't like the music over a certain decibel or whatever. They don't like the music at all. They hate country. I'll remember all that. And I constantly cater to other people's preferences. Yeah, I do. And I totally get that in you because you and I grew up thinking that we weren't good enough. And so you got to be a people pleaser. You have to be really invested in everybody around you for them to invest it all in you. That's how that runs. But when a woman's in love with you, she will definitely learn everything about you. And she will make a nuisance of herself. She will ask you questions. And you're like, why is this page? Are you writing a book? Yes. She is writing a dossier in her head about you to be able to make you happy. She wants to know everything. And she also needs to be able to predict things. Like, oh, he did this, he likes this. So if I do this, he's not going to react well. Or if I say this, he's not going to like that. You know, rather than just be yourself, you want to be this person because you know you can be. It's part of who you are. It's just not all of who you are. So yeah, you tend to put your best face forward. But eventually all masks, they all drop. You always revert to that, waking up on a Sunday morning at 11:30 with your hair fucked up, bad breath, and you're like, like you're that hot mess. And eventually they get to see that, but hopefully they love you by that point. And you Murs, well, crap, I take all my hamburger and divvy it up. Usually they have a state store that they have sold to. Yeah, I'm sure that'll come out. I'm sure there's going to be more information on that. Jacob Castro, FSIS USDA government recalls. Thank you very much for that link. Beef products, recalls raw beef products due to possible E. coli. Thank you so much. See, Castro, you're so good. Between you and Wolfkinder, thank you for keeping us up to date on that. I appreciate it. All right, number 2, they mother you. They do. They mother you when you're sick or not in a great headspace. They try to take care of you, offer advice, pamper you a little bit more than normal when you need it. They regularly do little things to make you comfortable, happy, secure. Your well-being and happiness is worth the effort to them. And they are very free with affectionate care. Nurturing you is a top priority to them and a natural part of their daily treatment of you. So if you're dealing with a woman who's always, you okay? You all right? How you feeling? Did you eat? Like, if they're asking you all those questions and you're like, all right, mom, that's hurtful to say to a woman who loves you. I'm just telling you from now. And she probably will not react well. Maybe not outwardly, but she'll remember that you didn't like being taken care of. And I've run into this my entire life because I mother everybody, but I especially mother somebody that I truly care about. And I've only ever been in love literally a few times in my life. And I did mother all those people, and they didn't always take it well. They thought I was I don't know, like thinking they were childish or like that they couldn't take care of themselves. And it was like, no. And like I said, recently, just let me love you. All right. Just let me do it. Stop it. Stop thinking there's like this alternative, like ulterior motive or whatever. That's all I want to do. I just want to love on you. Just let me. It's hard for some people to do because they're like, I think some of them are like, what if I like it and they take it away? Because that's been like the history. I know a ton of people, male and female, that they're like, yeah, I like it when they treat me well, but then what happens when they stop? Because they think there's a shelf life to that. They think, oh, they're only being good to me because they want something. And once they get what they want, they're going to stop. Or this is something, if I enjoy this is something they can use as leverage against me. Those are people who have been very badly treated. And you have to have a certain amount of understanding for them. And you have to lay your cards on the table and be like, no, this is why I'm doing it. Just let me do it. And if you like it, great. If you don't like it, we're going to work on that. Like, I'll pull back a little if you give a little bit more. Like, you have to have the communication about it. If you're not telling somebody how what they do makes you feel, good or bad, if you're not giving them that feedback, they're going to make it up in their own head. And maybe they will take away the things that you love because they don't know you love them. They don't know you enjoy it. Or they'll keep doing something and annoy the shit out of you because you haven't told them you don't like it or why. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't like it when you do that," because then they're going to take that as like a slap on the nose. Like that's the newspaper on the nose. You got to explain why you don't like it. Do you not like it because they're doing it, or do you not like being treated, or do you interpret that action as something different than it was intended to be? Because that's a miscommunication that needs to get worked out. If you do something for me and I think you're doing it to get on my good side because you want a favor, but you're just doing it because you're feeling in a good mood and you're like, I just want to do something nice. Oh, like I really like this person. Let me make them feel better. Like no ulterior motive. Then your intention and my suspicion are very different. And we need to talk about that so that we don't have misunderstanding. I don't want to think badly of you, but if you keep doing that same thing and I think it's coming to a bad end, I'm going to pull back because you're being too good. And it makes me suspicious and it puts me in that threat assessment stage. So those are things you have to talk about. There's a reason why I react so badly to tenderness because I'm not used to it. And the only times that I've ever known tenderness from people is when they want something from me. So I know everything has a price. So it's like you're doing something nice for me and I'm just like, what do you want? Because I just know I'm going to wind up I'm being set up to be taken advantage of. I'm being set up for the favor. I always just say on my tombstone, it's going to say, Shelly, do me a favor. Because everybody says it. Oh, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Hey, I got a question. Hey, can you do this? Hey, I want to talk about this. You got a couple hours to listen to me. Hey, can you go to the store? Hey, can you lend me money? Hey, can you, make this for me? Hey, can you write this for me? Hey, and then I wind up doing all these favors. And then I'm like, all right, I did that thing for you. Did you use it? Nope. So I put all that work into it. And what'd you do with it? Well, no, I mean, I have it. It's an option. I'll get to it eventually. So you had me take time out of my day, put my efforts because you absolutely needed this. And then you did nothing with it. Not only is it frustrating to see somebody procrastinate to that degree, it's really aggravating that I wasted all my time and that you have no respect for my time. That's when I start taking my time back and I start to pull away and I start to go, yeah, all right, you go do your thing. I'm going to go do mine. And I'm just done because I'm done putting the effort in. If a woman is in love with you and she's putting effort in and she's giving her time and she's giving her thoughts, at least have the decency of acknowledging that they're doing this for you. That this is something that's important to them. They want to be heard. You don't have to do what they want you to do. Just acknowledge the fact that they're making this effort because it's not always easy for people to do that. Some people just don't have the time and they're giving you their time. 3, she's supportive and encouraging of your dreams. Often she'll be your sounding board and private or public cheerleader, always ready with a genuine compliment or words of praise. She believes in you, sometimes more than you believe in yourself. And she devotes her time, her energy, and her resources to making sure that you feel successful and secure. She doesn't want you to doubt yourself. If a woman is telling you to be confident, if she's praising you, because we're not great with the praise. We're very critical, if you haven't noticed. And I hate to make the general statement, but it's true. Women, we can be like, you did da 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 da. We'll quick off the top of our head tell you 100 things you did wrong. That comes out easy as could be because we're used to dealing with children. That's what we're built for. Our brains are to correct, identify the problem, correct it, make the person better. That's what we do with our kids. That's our whole mindset. Unfortunately, we do that a lot easier with the population at large as well. So if we're given plain, outright compliments, accept them, give them the weight that they're worth, and, maybe acknowledge the fact that she didn't have to say shit to you that was nice. She could have just let you go on your own merry way. Instead, she took the time to say, hey, that was awesome. That thing that you did, that was impressive. Take it. It's not slight. It's not easy for us to do many times because we already have a million different things in our head on how you could improve, but you don't want to hear that. So we're just like, all right, let me just tell you the good stuff. And it's hard. It's hard to do. But if she's doing that consistently, yeah, she's in love with you. 4. In down, low, or hard times, she remains steady and supportive. She doesn't run from your troubles, and she takes them on as well to lighten the burden for you. When you're down, she works even harder to bring you back up. Her belief in you is unwavering. Many women will show that they're in love with somebody by their inability to see all the dark stuff that you see or to give legs to it. They don't want to give it momentum. They don't want you to put stock into the negative. So they're there. If you're going through a hard time, take me with you. Come on, let's go. Because they want to shoulder the burden with you. They want to lighten the load. They want you to be half as sad because you're giving them half your sadness. You're not alone. They want to make sure you know. And if she's in love with you, she's going to make sure you know, I'm here. I'm in it with you no matter what. You can do this. Now, that doesn't mean that she should be there if you're an abusive fuck or whatever. Then, there's a time to dip. But if you're low on money, if you're going through I don't know, a midlife crisis, if you're going through a family crisis, if you're sick, if she stays around and she's in it and she's like, hey, let me help, let me do this. If she's giving you suggestions or whatever, if she's saying, hey, why don't you try this? If she's researching something, for you that you didn't ask her to research, and she's like, hey, I was looking up this thing that we were talking about. You were having a problem. And I came up with a whole bunch of ideas. She doesn't think you're going to take her ideas and go, absolutely, you just fixed my life. She's saying, look, you have options and, I'm here for you. You don't have to do this by yourself. A lot of people are used to doing it by themselves, especially men. We have done this horrible thing to our men where we make them think that they have to shoulder everything on their own, that they're weak or they're soy boys if they, if they share with us. No, if you're going to sit there and bitch and moan over and over and over and not do anything about it, yeah, then you got a problem. But as far as telling us your problem and telling us how you truly feel about something, that's what we want. We want the honesty. We want the sharing. We want you to tell us because it also tells us that you trust us enough that you want us to care about your life, that you trust us to not use it against you. There has to be that security for both sides. And if there's a woman in your life who's always right by your side, no matter what you're going through, and doesn't use it to hurt you or throw it in your face or emasculate you, most likely she's got much deeper feelings for you than you would think. 5, they make an extra effort to make you smile. That's one of mine. The little things to cheer you up or make you laugh are a constant. Her objectives are simply to make you happy and show her love for you. Anything from a surprise, meaningful gift to a quirky joke that only you two share. She always promotes your happiness, and she declares her desire to be positive in your life. If you have a woman who's like, I'm just pushing your buttons to see what you'll do, that's no, she's not in love with you. She's in love with manipulating you. She's in love with what she's going to get from you. It's a very slippery slope. But if you got a woman who's just like making goofy faces or like, dropping jokes that she knows you're going to react to, in a positive way, yeah, then most likely she has feelings for you, like deep feelings, because she won't let you be down. You're never going to be a burden if you're low. If they come across you and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" and you're just like, like I'm just like, "What's the matter?" and they'll keep digging until you either like hang up or like go away, or you give them the information that they need to help make it better. Because they're like, "Tell me, because maybe there's something I could do. Maybe I can't. Maybe you'll just feel better when you get it all off your chest." Like I say that all the time. I'm like, you know what? Just do me a favor. If you're going to talk and you don't want me to respond, just tell me. I just want you to shut up and listen, Shell. Just shut up and listen. I just need to vent. I don't need feedback. I don't need an answer. I don't need you thinking of solutions. Just sit there and just let me talk. Okay, I can do that, but you got to tell me, because by nature, I am a problem solver for other people. Me, not so much. But me, it's more avoid, ignore. La 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 la. I'm the one that when my problems are like, "Hey, we're here," I put my fingers in my ears and I'm like, "Clang, clang, clang with the trolley." Like, yeah, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. But I'll take on anybody else's problems, like especially somebody that I have feelings for. You could just lay it all at my feet and I'm like, "All right, what do you want me to do with it?" Because if you don't want me to solve it, tell me now, because I'm not going to waste my mental energy like figuring different things out, because I will. That's the thing. A woman will attack your problems with the fervor that you don't attack your problems, because she's just like, "I can do this." And we're good at that. We are very good at problem solving for other people, because that's what we do on a daily basis with the kids and everything. Like when you have kids, the problems come not single spies, but by battalions. Like they really they just hit you with everything, and you got to know how to juggle everything. And we're good at that. So why would you think like telling us your problems would be overwhelming? If anything, it's a distraction for us from what we don't want to think about. That's the way I see that one anyway. That one's a little more personal for me. Number 6, she sees your strengths and your flaws and accepts the entirety of you. She knows you're far from perfect, but sees value in you as is. You're not a fixer-upper. You are exactly as you are, and she loves that about you. She shows that she loves you as you are and tells you so. It's not a secret. You might not believe her when she tells you. You might think she has an agenda or she's just being nice. But if a woman tells you, "I love you as you are," and her behavior is not to change you, I mean, of course, you're going to improve. You're both going to improve and grow, but not to change like who you fundamentally are, then chances are, yeah, she just loves you as you are, dude. Like, I know it's hard to accept because a lot of people don't love like that, but a woman who truly is in love with you will love you as you are. She'll want you to improve, but she's not going to make you. She's not in love with who you could be. She's in love with who you are. And not only does she love you deeply, she likes you as you are. She enjoys you, even when you don't do everything the way she prefers. She'll encourage personal growth. She'll show interest, concern, and respect for respect for the people who are important to you, even if they really aren't her cup of tea. They might not be her standard like type of people, but because they're important to you, they'll be important to her. Um, oh, I skipped that. That's a whole different one. That's number 7. She shows interest, concern, and respect for the people who are important to you. Like I said, my brain is on vacation today. I am. I'm having a very bad brain day. The fog is real. She's willing to see beyond the imperfections and show care for the people that are important to you just because they're important to you. And she attempts to love who you love. She might wind up only tolerating them, but as long as she's not trying to get rid of them or outright hating them, then yeah. But if she's in love with you, she's going to do everything in her power to love what you love and love who you love. Most especially to love who you love. That was one of the things that I got stuck on when my mother was with her now husband. Because I knew she was in love with him because of how willingly she accepted all his kids. Because, I mean, he had a lot of kids. And they were all young. And I was never entirely sure of how he felt about her because he couldn't accept me. He didn't like me. He knew me before they were dating and liked me fine then. But apparently once he was dating my mother, I had to go. So I was upset. And I always was like, you know what? I thought about it then. The way I thought about it then is if he really loved my mother, he would love me too. But as I got older, I realized, yeah, he loved my mother, but my mother didn't love me the way she should have. And he was just following, her example. Like if I wasn't going to be important to my mother, I wasn't going to be important to him. He wasn't going to waste that energy on me. Out of sight, out of mind. Oh, all right, we could ship her off to your mother's. That's great. Send her because I got tons of kids. And it wasn't really his fault. She set that example. But yeah, if a woman like tries to get to know your mother or they're interested in your family or you have like siblings and they're trying to be close to them or whatever, that's usually a good thing. That means that she's really into you. Now, if she's doing it to get like dirt on you, that's a bad thing. But if she just genuinely wants to just get to know them and, she actually cares about them and out of earshot of them, she asks you, so how's your sister? She doing good? How's that thing going? If she can remember things about them, then yeah, she definitely has feelings for you. But a little reciprocity, is nice. Like when she tries to find good things about your family and get to know them and you turn around and you just shit all over her family. And that's not a good way to go about it. So you might want to look at that. 8. If she's vulnerable with you in ways she can't be with anybody else. If she trusts you and loves you enough to risk showing herself at her weakest, she will share her pain and her fears with you since she trusts you to take them seriously and not hurt her further. Sharing her hidden self with you takes bravery and strength. She's trusting that you won't betray her because she holds you in high esteem and sees the best in you. Women who let down their guard with you don't do it because you're friends. I'm not talking about one who occasionally lets her true self be seen. I'm talking about somebody who's consistently vulnerable, who has no problem saying, you know what, I'm scared. I don't want to do this by myself. Or, I don't know, this person said this and it really hurt my feelings and I don't know what to do. Or if they tell you their traumas, if they want you there when they're feeling really low and feeling like the whole world is against them and they turn to you and they talk to you about it, you're their safety. They think you're going to provide them that emotional protection. I'm not talking about physical protection. I'm talking about emotional protection. If they know that going to you means that they're not going to get hurt further, That's because they have this faith in you that maybe you don't have in them, or maybe you don't even have in yourself. But it means they trust you. You know, they're willing to show you I hate to say it, but like with the cats, they're willing to roll over and show you their belly. That is a huge sign of trust. Like somebody who does that, she's not doing it for shits and giggles. You know, she's doing it because she loves you and wants you to know, like, you're my safe place. You're my white knight, you know, whether you know it or not. And it doesn't take grand gestures to be her white knight. You literally are that person that just makes her feel better and makes her feel safe. And it's really important that you recognize that and not betray it, because once that's gone, there's no getting that back. And you will find out how quickly she falls out of love with you, because then she can't open up to you. You just become another one of those people that she loves who hurts her. 9, she shares her most painful, shameful baggage with you, so that you know and understand where her behaviors and reaction come from, so you don't take it personally. She doesn't want to scare you off. She's not trying to depress you. What she's doing is saying, look, hormone. Wow, you're way behind if you just hit hormones. Way behind, Dart. Damn. God damn it. You just derailed me with your hormones. Oh, all right. So yeah, she doesn't want you to take it personally. If she's telling you these things, she's not saying it to depress you. She's not saying it to be a drag. She's telling you these things that cause her pain. And she'll tell you, look, sometimes I do this because of this. It has nothing to do with you. You might trigger it unknowingly. A woman who's in love with you is going to lay out as many of the landmines that she knows about. She will give you the roadmap on how to navigate her in a better way. And she'll tell you, look, I need all these things. If you can't or you don't want to be in that, like, tell me from now, because my heart's already in it. And you're the person I want to do this. And look at all I'm willing to do. It's always reciprocal. It might not be evenly reciprocated, you know, but for the most part, if a woman's in love with you, she's going to be extra. She's going to tell you more than she should. She's going to, you know, act out a little more than she should. She's going to try to appease you a little more than she should. And it's an extreme way, and it will die down. It's not that she falls out of love with you. It's just the excitement of, oh my God, I love this person so much and everything about them, and I just want them to have this amazing life. It becomes this like euphoric thing to us where we just want you to feel as on cloud 9 as we do. And when you don't, and you don't reciprocate like that, it's very demoralizing, and it makes us pull back. But if she's telling you all these things, she wants you to avoid triggering those things that she knows have made her run away in the past. The things that she knows hurt her. If she's telling you how this, you know, how you can hurt her, pay attention, because she doesn't want you to hurt her. And if you care at all, if you're a halfway decent person, you don't want to hurt her either. So this is really valid information. It's valuable. You know, good. Tell me all the things you don't like, or tell me the things that trigger you so I can not fucking do that. How about that? Like, because I don't want to hurt you. Like my ex has me say, if I say something and it can be taken 2 ways, and one of those ways hurts you, I meant the other one. And granted, he said it because he read it somewhere and he thought it was cool to say. He didn't really mean it. But if I'm saying something like that you could take hurtful, I don't mean it hurtful. Trust me, if I want to hurt you, you're going to know it. Like the whole tone changes and everything. It's not like I try to do it like, you know, in a sneaky way. Most women won't. When we're in bitch mode, you know. Like there's no did she really mean that? No, you know when we're mad. You know when we want to hurt. You know when the barbs come out, when the claws come out. But if she's sharing with you and she's telling you these are the things that you really shouldn't do, and you know exactly how to hurt her, and then later on you hurt her in that way, you're a piece of shit. Number one. Number two, you had a woman who was in love with you and you took it for granted. She offers this info so that you understand her and aren't surprised down the road when you hit a bump in the road, when you hit one of those triggers, when you step on one of those landmines. She doesn't usually expect a solution, just understanding, which is something that's very hard for men to understand. We don't tell you things so you can fix them all the time. We tell you things so that you'll understand us and you don't fuck it up. Like, don't make the mistake. If I'm telling you this, don't do it. Like, just don't, because that's going to be a problem. And then if I'm already warning you and then you do it and then there's a problem, don't turn around and say, oh, well, she did it. No, see, I warned you. I was very open and specific and said, don't do this. Please, this is how you can hurt me the most. Please don't. And you turn around and do that. Well, that's on you. And that's the death knell. But yeah, we don't expect a solution. We just want you to understand and realize how special you are that we're sharing this with you. You know, how valued you are. You know, we're trying to tell you that we're trying to overcome something and heal and get better, but it's a journey. We're a work in progress. So come along with us on that journey. You know, they want to be more present with you. They don't want to live in the past, but they warn you about their past and about their issues so that you're not always getting flung into the past, so that you're living better in the present, so that you can build a future. They're healing. It's just you can't heal overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. This is meant to be like a bonding experience between you, where she shows you that she's fragile and she's fucked up in some places, but that you help her feel stronger and she feels comfortable going to you with these things that she doesn't really like about herself, things that she's insecure about. It's very hard to share insecurities with other people because you know at some point they're going to get mad and you don't know if they're going to use that insecurity to get back at you. You know, you could have a 20-year friendship, not one fucking, thing goes wrong, not one fight, and then something happens and that person turns around and you're like, oh my God, because now they know exactly how to hurt you in every way. You know, we let you see our buttons, but we trust you not to push them. The same way, we would hope that you would show us your insecurities and your weaknesses and hope that we don't act upon them. It's a very dangerous thing. It's almost like that damn bridge in Monty Python, the one that I was like, oh, is that in Baltimore? I was like, that's one sketchy ass bridge. But you saw them walking across, and it's just like, it's also like the 3 questions. What's your name? Where are you from? Or what's your goal? Or what's your quest? I guess he said. And then like another random question. Like, we're giving you like this bit of information and that bit of information and that bit of information. And we're just hoping to like get you across the bridge. We're not asking the questions. We're giving the answer so that you navigate the bridge better. Because it's a sketchy ass bridge and we know it. We know sometimes we're hanging on by a thread and we're like, just don't be the one to snap the thread, please. Please. If you could like lend me a hand, give me some rope, to like strengthen this bridge, that'd be great. What is the speed of a northbound sparrow? I forget what he said, something about which which breed of sparrow, like the African or what the hell was the other kind that he was talking about? It was so funny. Like I said, my brain is not remembering things. I memorize movies. I do. I know pretty much like all the lines, and I can't. Yesterday and today, I just can't recall information. So I don't know what it is. It's very bad brain fog the last 2 days, and it's very upsetting. Number 10, appreciation. Showing gratefulness and appreciation is how she tells you that she sees your efforts and doesn't take anything you do for granted. She also protects your image by not going against you in front of other people, even when you have a difference of opinion. If a woman's in love with you and you say something or do something, and normally, there we go, an African or a European sparrow, I don't know. So much for the old man at the bridge. Yeah, like if you have a difference of opinion, if a woman's in love with you, she's not going to go at you in public. If you misspeak in public, she's not going to correct you and make you look foolish. If you ask her to correct you, then yeah, she's going to, yeah, I know that answer. But she's not going to say, no, that's not how it goes or whatever. Like she's not going to have an attitude about it either. More than likely, she's going to just be like, yeah, she'll make a mental note for later and later be like, you know, that thing you were talking about? Yeah, no, you got that one a little wrong. Or I don't really agree with that. I don't know that I see it that way, but it's going to be a private discussion. There's no public drama. There's no making a scene. If you hurt her feelings in public, and normally she would rip into somebody for doing the exact same thing to her, and she doesn't say boo to you, yeah, she's in love with you. She's going to let you save face and not humiliate you the way she would somebody else. Because somebody who's insecure about themselves, when they're attacked or they feel insulted, they go into attack mode instantly. You don't even give it a thought. It's an instant knee-jerk reaction of, because how dare you? If she doesn't do that with you and she's just like, all right, just breathe, shut up, move on, talk about it later, or let it go. Yeah, she's in love with you. She is. For the most part. She might just be tired and be like, fuck it, I don't care what he has to say. But for the most part, it usually means she's in love with you because she's willing to be more patient and more forgiving. 11, she is a constant resource for you to go to for an unbiased opinion or feedback and advice. She is your best friend and there for all the times, the good, the bad, and everything in between. High or low, exciting or chill, she's there, ready to embark on the day with you. She'll be protective and ready to fight for you if need be, but she absolutely will not tolerate anybody talking negatively about you, nor will she allow anyone to treat you badly or use you without standing up for you. Women tend to be, you could say things to them and they'll pick or choose their fights, but if you go up against like the man that they love, I feel bad for you. I do, because we will defend the person we're in love with, male or female. We will defend the person we're in love with to our dying breath. Like we will go down fighting every time because we go into super protective mode. How dare you? And we're very easily offended on their behalf. So if you're with somebody who's very easily offended on your behalf and who's always like, don't say that about her. Like if they're quick to defend you or whatever, yeah, they have a lot more than just friendship feelings for you. Like friends do it too, but a woman in love with you will never let anybody say a negative thing about you. She will go after them or she'll cut them off completely and be like, I'm not talking to that bitch anymore. She'll fight with her own best friend. She'll fight with her mother, her grandmother. She doesn't care. Nobody else's opinion of you matters but hers. because she sees all these things and she doesn't understand why the rest of the world doesn't see you for the wonderful thing that you are. And everybody's just looking at her like, "Oh, that's so cute. You're so whipped." Yeah, she's in love with you. So she's going to think the best of you. You won't come across anybody else that thinks as highly of you as she does. Not even your own mother. I guarantee it. 12, there's no doubt that you're one of her topmost priorities. She will dedicate above normal time, effort, money, support, care, and patience to you and you alone in such a way that you can't help but be aware of it. This is to allow you to feel more secure in the relationship and establish a place in her life. She keeps you informed and accounts for her daily doings so that you don't worry. And you can always get in touch with her if need be. As you grow closer, you become more and more of a priority that she works into her life. Now, just speaking as a woman in general, we are busy, busy creatures. We have a lot of things going at once usually. And if it's not outward, like if you don't look at us and think we have a lot going on, you try delving into our head and figuring out all the different things we got going on in there. Because we're organized. It might look like we're not doing anything, but we're organizing things, we're planning things, we're figuring out how to do things. You know, we're like thinking about dinner and thinking about paying for the vacation and where we're going to do this. And I got to plan for this. And 10 years from now, I want to be here. So what do I have to do today? Like the brain never stops. And it's always running multiple machines inside. It's very hard to work yourself into a woman's life if she doesn't want you there. However, if she wants you in her life, if she is in love with you and wants you to be a part of her life, she will make room for you. It doesn't matter who goes up against her or how hard it'll be. She will make time for you. She will make a place for you. She will make you feel like you were always there. It's literally like, oh, welcome home. It makes you feel like that's what she wants you to feel like. You're coming home. You know, this is where you belong. Look, I built this whole life and look, you fit right here. You need more room? I'll make more room. They will do anything they can to accommodate you and make you feel included, to make you feel like you matter. They want you to know that you're a priority to them because they want you to feel special. They want you to feel important. They don't want you to think, oh, I'm just here playing games with you. Uh, 13, she will make time and space for you in her life, no matter how busy she may be. She'll make sacrifices for you to show that she loves you, and she'll back off if they're not appreciated or if they're taken for granted. You know what they say, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away? So does a woman. If she's perpetually putting forward everything she's got and giving you her best, and you're not giving her your best or you're not appreciative and, you know, valuing what she's giving you, she'll stop. And then you turn around and you're like, well, she used to do all these things. Why'd she stop? Why didn't you tell her that you appreciated them? What did you do for her? That song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Everybody's like, oh, see, every woman, what do you do? It's not about what you've done for me lately, like in a material way. It's, dude, like, I'm here for you. Are you here for me? Like, they just want to know that they're not doing this for nothing, that they're not going to look like an idiot in the end. They're like, I'm giving this person my whole heart. And do they even want it? Like, do I have their heart? And it becomes this thing where they're like, okay, now I'm seeing that I'm not the priority that you are. And I probably won't be. So they back off. And they move away because they know they're going to get hurt. So you try to like put a little distance to try to minimize the hurt. You're still going to wind up with a broken heart, but you hope that it's less broken than if you stayed in it and just continue to make a jerk of yourself. That might just be me though. No, but usually that's how women are. I think men are like that to a degree too, but women are so much more emotionally outwardly emotional than men. You know, we make our feelings known. We're not stoic usually. It's just not a female thing. And we don't problem solve like that. Like we feel. And to tell us that our feelings are invalid or that they're wrong, that's not the way to get through to us. Like we might not have correct interpretations of what's making us feel that way, but we still feel that way. So you have to address why they feel that way. Something made them feel or see things a certain way. So that's a miscommunication. Get to the bottom of the miscommunication so it doesn't happen again. If you just don't want to talk about it, or you just tell them, oh, you're wrong, that's not what I meant, or I knew you'd be like that. Like, that's just going to make them withdraw more. Because they're not looking for you to validate anything per se. But what's wrong with reassuring the person who loves you that you care about them? You know, if you have a cat, you feed the cat, you pet the cat, you give the cat water, you clean the litter. You show you care by, the way you talk to them, the way you play with them. But you don't afford the people in your life the same kind of treatment. You're going to lose the people in your life. The cat will be quite happy, but I hope you and the cat are happy together forever because that's all you're going to have. And I'm not saying that because you guys know how I am with my cats. I'm way different with my cats than I am with people. But yeah, no, if she's in love with you, she's going to do all those things. 14, she'll call you out on your bad habits or actions. She will. If they're a danger to you. While she's unlikely to demand change if she's in love with you and respects you, she will voice her opinion and her reasons regarding the things that you do that are bad for you. You know, like excessive drinking, drug use, gambling, risky behavior. She's going to bring them out. And she's going to say, hey, you want this in your future, but you're doing this. Those two things don't go together. Or, hey, you're doing this more often and that's not good for you. Like you can really, you could get hurt or it's bad for your health or, you could lose your job. She's going to call you on your bullshit because she loves you, because she cares. Hey, Ellie. Hi, honey. Happy Monday. 15. And this is a big one. She's afraid of losing you or not being good enough. If a woman is afraid that she's just not a priority in your life, if she's afraid she's not good enough, she could be jealous of other women flirting with you. Or she could be jealous of you turning your attention to somebody else, even momentarily. Like if there's somebody that, you talk about more often than not, but you don't talk about her like that. Like, yeah, that's a red flag for her. That's going to make her, that's going to trigger her most likely. If you're praising somebody else, but you don't praise her, that's hurtful. And then you turn around, oh, well, you're being jealous. No, you're being hurtful. You're triggering the jealousy because you're, denying her the attention and giving it to somebody else. If they notice your attention is waning and they panic that you've lost interest and you're like, are you crazy? Just like I stepped away for a minute. It's because she's used to loving something and losing it. She's afraid to lose you because she cares so much. If they always think that, oh, what is it? Somebody else. You're like, oh my God, you don't trust me. It's not that they don't trust you. It's that they're afraid they're not good enough and somebody else caught your eye. Loving you means having a bit of doubt from time to time. especially if you're just starting out and she isn't really an established figure, like in your life. If she's not fixed there, then her position isn't really, secure. It's not tenable. And if you don't express or make a commitment like in a timely manner, nor if you don't show any kind of emotion or share yourself with her on a deeper level, she's going to continue to worry. And that worry will turn into doubt, and the doubt will infect her and grow. And she's going to pull away. And then that woman that was in love with you won't be. Even if a woman is 100% in love with you, that doesn't mean that you don't have to put in the effort as well. Neglect and disrespect, as well as like dismissiveness or like a lack of intimacy, will cause even the most loyal woman to eventually walk away from you. It takes a lot for her to get there, to get her to that point. And she'll leave you clues, and she'll sometimes outright tell you, like, you keep doing this and I'm going to walk. And you're like, yeah. Because you're like, oh, but I know she loves me. Yeah, we can love you and not be with you. Hi, Rabbit. It's the Iron Rabbit that we were talking about. Rabbit, we watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail last night, and all of us were thinking of you. She said, if you pet my cat, you may lose an arm. Rabbit, I love it. You're so funny. You and your feral cat. Ellie said, making breakfast, because if I don't, I'll be moody all day. I'm going to be moody all day anyway. It's just, I just woke up that way. I'm not going to be doing this much longer. I will be taking a nap very soon because Winning has a show tonight and I don't want to miss the Alex Jones book. Chapter 6, The War Machine, 8:00 tonight. Damn it, I lost my plate. Wait. She'll give you clues, sometimes tell you outright, but many times, she'll move away from you, and it's done in silence. If they're telling you, you missed my novel. What novel? I only have 6 bandages today. What novel? Oh, Elephant. It skipped right past it, honey. I'm sorry. I found it. I disagree with the part having to do with saying things to hurt people. When you truly love somebody and you're in a healthy relationship, you don't want to do or say anything that someone would hurt them. That's what I'm saying. Like, if she's telling you like all the things that hurt her, she's giving you a roadmap on how to avoid hurting her. And if you love her, you're going to. But if you go out of your way to, like, you're talking about healthy relationships. I'm talking about somebody who doesn't know that a woman's in love with them and they're looking for signs. And a lot of guys are like, I don't understand. Does she like me or does she love me or whatever? These are pretty much like surefire ways of, if you're hitting like everything on this checklist, either she's the most emotionally effusive, trusting person on the planet, or she's in love with you. Because there's things that we do for the person that we're in love with that we don't do for anybody else. And one of them is show all the things. We explain what hurts us so that they don't. Because we don't want them to hurt us. We don't want them to ever, endanger their place in our life. So we tell them, look, if you do this, I'm not going to react well. Like, it's no. So you tell them, and then you hope, if you're in a healthy relationship, that they don't hurt you. Yeah. But a lot of times when you're trying to figure out if somebody loves you or not, and you're trying to validate it or like make it concrete in your head, like trying to find out the validity and like how honest it is, you need checkpoints. And a lot of people don't know what to look for. These are just some of the things. And again, there are no guarantees. Look at people like Amber Heard. They know that these things telegraph love. They literally shout at the other person that I love you. All these things can be faked if you're willing to really commit to that kind of like agenda. But those people have mental illnesses and, you know, ha ha, Darth. Like trying to learn about Star Wars and Star Trek when you're not interested in it. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's exact. Let me tell you something. You know good goddamn well we are busy. Okay? And we don't like doing things that don't make us happy. So I don't want to sit there and learn about golf. If you love golf and I love you, I am going to learn a little bit about it. We might come to the point where I'm like, okay, I know about it. I still don't like it, but I love that you love it. So you have fun. You know, you want them to enjoy it. You just, you don't really want to take part in it. You'll listen to their stories later. Tell me all about it. Go ahead, go do it. And then you tell me all about it later. It'll be a bonding moment. That's great. Yes, we love you. We're willing to sit and listen to the boring ass story about golf. But you ain't getting me. You know, I'm not your caddy. I don't want to go learn how to do it. Like, but you're willing to make some type of concession. You know, when a girl's in love with you, she's going to make some type of concession that, yeah, all right. No, I don't want to be involved in it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to watch it on TV. I don't want to participate, but you can tell me about it because I love how excited it makes you. I love how much you enjoy it. I enjoy seeing your enjoyment. That type of thing. Sticks and balls, Shelly. They taught you about golf. Now there's also sand traps and there's water thingies and hitting it off into the woods. And there's a whole bunch of shit that has to do with golf that I don't care about. I don't care about it. You want to tell me an interesting golf story? Oh, it better be interesting. Like I literally will sit there in my head and go, God, I must love you because I don't fucking listen to this. But no, go ahead, keep going. I'm gonna sit here with a smile on my face and I will remember this story. The best part is driving the golf cart. That I agree with. Absolutely 100%. I hate golf. I don't like listening about it. I don't care about it. My whole family, they all love golf. I fucking hate it. I can't. You want mini golf? Yeah, sure. I'll play miniature golf all fucking day long. But regular? No, I'm good. But the golf carts, yeah, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. Anyway, I keep losing my place. I'll tell you outright. Okay. If it may come as a surprise to you, but if you were more aware, you'd have seen the signs coming for a long time. If you don't love her, let her go. Some helpful do's and don'ts in keeping a woman who loves you. Do. So these are the do's. Well, let's see. I don't know if I can't tell if I did. Anyway, well, let's see how this goes. If you love her, tell her. Guessing only breeds doubt and security. Okay, so the do is if you love her, tell her. Guessing only breeds doubt and security and insecurity. Do not assume she knows you love her. Also, care and love do not mean the same thing to most women. One does not equal the other. Wolfram said the one time I have played golf was on a computer game and it took a lot of mulligans. I know what a mulligan is. It's a do-over. See, I know the golf terms because I had Wii Golf, but that was the only golf I ever played, and it was only fun because I would just whack that ball as hard as I could. My son would be like, "Yeah, that's gone." Like, He'd be like, Ma, you failed. Like, you really, like, you, I would see how many, like, tries I could take before the game told me I sucked. And it wasn't many. Wasn't many. But I mean, I played golf to make him laugh. Now, bowling, I kicked his ass. I take my Wii bowling very seriously. And the baseball. But tennis and the boxing. But like tennis and golf, nah, I'd legitimately be as goofy as I could be because it made him laugh. And it was just boring otherwise. So, hey, Mims. Hi, Shelly. No, yeah, I played golf for fun a few times and just whacked the ball around. Yeah, most likely I'm going to get to the point where I'm like trying to hit people with the ball. I mean, that's just how I roll. Because that's fun. Be like, look out! Like, that's the fun part, is yelling for people. Be like, fart! Oh, I yelled that too late. Sorry. All right. Do pay attention when she's upset and wants to express her needs. Consider things from her point of view and try to address the need. Do not dismiss her feelings, thoughts, or fears because you don't prioritize them in your life. What's important to her should be treated as such, just as she does to your items of importance. So if you're talking about something that's important to you to her, but it was something going on in her life that she doesn't give a shit about, she's not going to turn around and be like, oh, I don't care, that you're going through this or whatever because it doesn't affect me. Like, no, if she tells you that she feels some type of way and you're like, well, that's crazy. Like, I don't understand why you're like that. Don't put your preferences on her. Don't put your importances on her. I know it's a very shitty way to say it, but like, it's important to her. Give it that respect that that's important to her. Don't just brush it off. If you're dismissive about it, she'll just stop telling you anything. And then you're like, I don't understand. She didn't talk to me anymore. I didn't see this coming. Well, that's because you treated her like everything was crap. I'm really behind. Aw, that's all right. It's not going to go much longer. Do accept that she is more emotional and sensitive than you, outwardly at least. And she needs reassurance, love, and comfort above all else. Don't get frustrated when she wants to talk about emotional topics. Understand that she sees an issue and she thinks it would be worth the effort to talk it out. If she sees an issue and you don't think it's an issue, that doesn't mean the issue goes away. It just means you don't see the issue and now it's going to be another issue. Because now she's got to deal with it. You don't want to. And so it's something that's left unsaid and it becomes a point of contention. That will fester quickly. And she won't forget that she had an issue and she was feeling some type of way. And you were like, meh, you just didn't care. So the next time you get upset, if she goes, meh, don't get your feelings hurt because she's just giving you the energy you're giving her. At some point, we do stop giving the energy freely. We reevaluate what we're getting back and we go, all right, I'll match you. And that's when the dudes are always like, I don't know what her problem is. She turned all cold on me. Blah, blah, blah. Her true nature came out. That's not her true nature. That's your true nature that she's giving back to you. That is something we always wind up doing. It's like, all right, I'll treat you the way you treat me, but you don't like it, do you? They never do. I've seen women really return the exact same energy that their mates give them, male or female, and it does happen a lot with other females. And they do a complete 180 in how they treat them, and then the other person's like, "Why are you treating me like that?" Because that's how you treat me. No, it's not. Yes, it is. That's how you treat me. And yet you expect better treatment coming from me all the time when you won't even acknowledge that that's how you treat me. Sometimes it has to happen because sometimes the other person doesn't realize that they're treating you like that. I, however, think you should talk about it before you act it out, but that's just me. Do not, well, do make, wait a minute. Why is that on the do side? This is a don't. Do take her seriously. Don't make jokes or be sarcastic when she's showing vulnerability. It erodes trust and she'll shut down and start to build distance to protect herself. Remember to be her man. That means affection, gratitude, playfulness, even if you're her woman, whatever. It means playfulness, passion, protectiveness, appreciation. If she treats you well, treat her at the same level, or she'll see that she's not appreciated and she'll stop her efforts. If you love and need her, make her believe it. It's really not that hard. If she's telling you, like, I love you, I'm here for you, whatever, and you're always like, if you just take it, eventually she's going to stop giving it because the well runs dry. Don't be cold and unaffected when she's upset. Like, your treatment will eventually make her respond in kind, like I said. And don't think that she loves you so much that she'll never walk away. You know, forgiveness and second chances aren't infinite. And she has a breaking point, even for you. It might be ridiculously high, but yeah, there is a breaking point. But if you have a woman in your life who's doing all these things for you and she loves you and she speaks highly of you and she treats you with respect and you have her undivided attention, yeah, more than likely she's in love with you. And that's something that you have to examine and you have to determine how you feel about her. And if the feelings are mutual, then show it. The danger is more in losing her by not showing it than by keeping her when you do show it. You know, there's the potential for an amazing relationship there if you're willing to see her for who she is, accept her for who she is, welcome the love that she has to give you, and you return everything in kind. Again, the seesaw. If she's balancing on one side and you're balancing on the other, it's going to be good. Yeah, there's going to be ups and downs, but you even each other out. But if she's all in it and she gets on that seesaw and she's ready and you just step off and you just let her fall, she's not going to get back on that seesaw again. She's going to go away and find somebody else to ride. Like, that's just how it is. It may take a really long time, but eventually that's what's going to happen. So if you have a woman in your life that you think might be in love with you, these are many of the things that she's going to do. There's also this really, this out there option of talk to her. Ask her. You don't have to give some huge confession of, oh my God, I'm in love with you and I don't know if you're in love with me. You don't have to do that, but you can say, hey, I was just wondering, like, you do this thing and it can kind of be interpreted this way. And I'm just wondering if I'm seeing things as they are, or I'm misinterpreting things. And she might tease you about it a little if she's not, feeling that way. But the best thing you could do is get the words out, communicate, tell them, I'm confused. I don't really know what I'm looking at. Can you help me? I've said it before and I will say it again. A woman will always, if you need help, they will bend over backwards to help you. They will. If they care about you. If they don't care about you, you can go scratch. We'll tell you, I don't have time. But even then, most people, if you tell them you need help and they can help you, if you specifically say, I need you to help me, their instinct is going to be, what's the matter? What's going on? What do you need? What can I do? Like, if I can, I will. And they will. People want to be needed. They want to be wanted. They want to be loved. I think we go into it thinking the worst of people. Yeah, the rabbit is the toughest character in the movie. Hell yeah, Inya. But I do think that we're so used to getting hurt because the world is hurtful that we're not giving people the benefit of the doubt anymore. You know, we're very quick to cut somebody off. You know, we're very quick to make a judgment call on them. Not fair. But like I said, the world is getting uglier. So yeah, we're isolating ourselves more, and it's just making things worse. You know, take a risk. Care about somebody. If it doesn't work out, trust me, yeah, it'll hurt, but you'll live. Here's the thing about relationships. You existed and lived before that person came along. They are a very important part of your life, yes, but they're not essential to your life. They're not. If they pass away, if they leave, if it just doesn't work out, you still exist afterwards. You're hurt and you have to work through it. You can grieve a little while, but you're still going to be you. You still have value. You still have a life to live. There's still happy times to be had. Never think one person is the be all and end all to your happiness, because you are responsible for making yourself happy. Nobody else can do that for you until you know how to do it yourself. They can add to your happiness. They can cause happiness, you know, in moments, but they can't keep you perpetually happy. They can't protect you from every single thing in this world. It's not fair to put that on one person. It's not fair to put that on 10 people. But when you love somebody, you share in the good times, the bad times, and the hard and the easy. Like, you just share in all of it. And the person with the strength, you know, to deal with it, they usually take a little bit more of the load. It could be, you know, maybe he's better at the financial stuff. So when you guys run into like a money problem, maybe he's like the idea guy who knows how to come up with like different ways to pay things, or like a different way to budget, or he'll have an idea on how, you know, like another, you know, form of income or whatever. If that's his strength, then leave him to it, discuss it, but give him more leeway to run that part. You know, if it's something having to do with, I don't know, like household management, you know, and that's where she's good. Like, all right, give her leeway. Everybody has a say, but they have expertise in different areas. You lean into the strength. And if you love somebody, if you see that they have a weakness and that's your strength, you're going to go buck them up. You're going to support them with everything you've got because you know how. And you know that in certain areas, when you're faltering, they're going to be there for you to be like, okay, like I'm not in this by myself. All right, I'm going to listen to them because they know more about this stuff than I do, and I can rely on them to be honest and have my best interest at heart. And then when you're together, you stop looking at things as this is mine and this is yours, because it's together. You become one. It becomes ours. It becomes, you know, a unit thing. And so you both get to add to it. It's just somebody's usually running something. There's always going to be somebody running point on something, and it's not always going to be the same thing. If you put it on your man or on your woman to run everything and you don't do shit to help them, that's a pretty bad indication of where your relationship is going to go, because one of you is going to get run into the ground. Support each other, love each other, be caring, be understanding, but don't be an enabler. Don't just yes them to death. Don't let them get away with every little thing, but don't call them on every little thing either. Pick your battles. Pick the ones that are important. Try to communicate in any way you can. If they're not listening, find a different way to tell them. And if they're not hearing you, no matter what you do or say, and nothing is changing, then it's time to reevaluate your situation. Don't be afraid to say, hey, we had a great thing, but I got to go. I can't, this is bad for me. Don't stay in a toxic relationship because it's something you're used to. Don't stay because you're afraid of being alone. There are different resources out there to help you. And I especially say this for anybody who's in an abusive relationship. I've been there. I know the guilt that you're just like, but I love this person, and you keep giving them another chance, another chance, another chance. You got to love yourself first. And you have to be able to tell them, hey, what you're doing is not right. It's not right. And I don't deserve to be treated like this, to be treated badly. And this is for men too. You got to speak up. Don't be afraid that she's going to be like, oh no, if she wants to fight about it, just tell her, look, you're treating me a certain type of way. And it's insulting and it's hurting, it's hurtful, and I don't like it, and I don't want you to do it anymore. And if they say, I'm going to do what I want, then you got a problem. It's bigger than the one that you just presented them with. It's always going to be talk it out and a give and take. You got to know how to negotiate. You got to know how to make compromises without one person giving everything up. It's got to be even. Learn how to find the balance. That's what makes for healthy relationships. You're not always going to be the golden boy. You're not always going to be the queen bee. Sometimes you got to step back and let somebody else just have a moment. And that's something to identify too. If she's in love with you, that's what we've been talking about. If she's in love with you, she's going to know that you get moody. And she's going to know when to step back and give you a little air and when to step forward and give you a hug. But the only way she's going to know that is if you answer the questions she's always asking you and talk to her. It's not something she's going to instinctually correctly guess. She's going to go with her instincts. They might not be right, though. And that would be because of lack of feedback from you. So be yourself, but be open. I know that we try to teach guys be stoic and keep it to yourself and just soldier on. I don't believe in that. Do I want a complainy, whiny little beta bitch? No. But I do want somebody, who's in touch with what they are feeling and what they're thinking, and they're willing to share that information with me so that I can learn how to navigate better. So I can say, oh, so this part of what I do trips you up. Okay. Do I do that because that's part of who I am, or do I do that because it's habit? Is that something that's easily changeable? Is that something that's being caused by something? You find the problem, you identify the problem, and you find the cause. And I think then it's easier to work out than if you're just yelling at one another, because that's not getting you anywhere. The negativity, the personal insults, the attacks, that gets you nowhere except to a more hostile, violent place. And that kind of attitude can escalate very, very quickly. And people they get hit in those scenarios. So yeah, you want to avoid that. Use your words. Just because somebody doesn't like something that you do, don't take it as a personal criticism. Maybe it's not that you're doing it, it's the way it affects them if anyone does it. That's something you should determine. Like, to have a healthy relationship, you got to have the conversations you don't always want to have, where you reveal too much. And let me tell you, if she continues to love you knowing everything about you, then what do you have to complain about? Like, what is there to be unsure about? You're just going to feel more secure. And if she doesn't love you after you share with her, then that's not the person you want to be with anyway. And it's good to know early on. Don't be afraid of finding out the truth. Some relationships aren't meant to be long lasting. Some are meant to exist till the day you die. It's really good if you figure that out earlier on. Because you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted effort. But to all you guys who are wondering, does she love me? Yeah. If she's in love with you, I really do think you don't need my whole list. I think you'd know. I think if you have to ask if somebody's in love with you, they're probably not. It's probably something else. They might care about you. I'm not saying they can't fall in love with you at some point, but that's up to you to determine if you want to wait that out and see if it happens. Sometimes it's worth it. Depends on how much time you have to play with. If your time is running out and you have goals that are time sensitive and this person is throwing them off, then maybe that's not the person for you. Maybe you need to concentrate on something else. Another thing is, if you really want to be with somebody, you need to be a little more interesting than you think. Don't just focus on them. Have other things that interest you. You want to have something to talk about. There's nothing worse than being with the person you want to be with and having nothing to discuss. Like, you want to have things to offer them, stories and stuff like that. That'll be fun, especially if your goal is having your own child and you're older and time is ticking. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think that makes it more difficult for women to pick men, because once we're past an age, we're out of time. Like, the clock is dead. Like, it's not ticking. But men can keep having babies. They can keep making babies. Should they? Probably not. But can they? Yeah. So if they still want kids and you can't have any, that's something you need to discuss. Because you're not going to magically wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm 60 and pregnant. Like, I hope not. But I mean, if he wants more kids and you can't have any, that's kind of an insurmountable obstacle in many ways, especially if he wants like natural born, like biological kids. Like, if he just wants to adopt or whatever, that's different. But if he wants you to have his kids and you can't, that's not a thing you're going to get over. And so you need to have a talk about it. You need to look at it, because you don't want to be that disappointment. I don't think we set off to disappoint each other. I really don't. I think it happens and then it gets made into a bigger thing than it should be. But I don't think we set out to disappoint or hurt people. And I think we feel so much guilt and shame when we do, that we tend to be like, it wasn't my fault. You want to deny any accountability for it, because you don't want to be that person. That's a terrible thing to live with, knowing that you hurt somebody else, somebody that you care about. I've done it. I still feel guilty. Doesn't mean I wouldn't do it again to that person, but that's one very specific person. And he deserves it. Elephant. Oh my God. I talked to somebody at church yesterday who met a lady who was in her 70s and just had a small child. No joke. Oh, no. You do not want to have babies in your 60s. No, you really don't. We'll be in diapers together. Oh, no. Like, no. I want to be there for them when they graduate high school. I want to be there to play with my grandkids. If you're 90, you are way too old to be picking up your grandbabies. I can't imagine. I told you, my friend Anna's mother, I had her at 53 years old. She just thought menopause hit. She was all happy. She was like, oh, they were right. I'm getting fat. Yeah, no, she didn't get fat. She got way pregnant. And Anna was not like the rest. Like her brothers were all tall and muscular and, like they were funny and very old. And she wasn't. Anna was this little teeny tiny thing and nobody knew how to handle her because it was like, oh my God, we have a baby. Why do we have a baby in the house? Like, and it's a girl? Oh my God, what do we do? Don't jinx me. I'll try not to. Mimsy, my mom was early 40s when she had her last 7th child. Oh, good dear God. 7 children. I wanted 12. I did. I wanted a dozen babies. Both of my grandmas had menopause babies. Yeah, no. Two. I will not jinx you, Ellie. I won't. Yeah, no. I don't know what I would do. I mean, I'd be thrilled. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think my body would be happy. My brain would be all like full of endorphins and yay, it'd be euphoric. But I think my body'd be like, bitch. Like, no. I'm going to make this as difficult for you as possible. Yeah, my body would rebel. There's no way. And how dare those eggs still be viable? Stop it. Fertile myrtle indeed. I keep adding my age plus 18 and I'm like, oh my God, would I be alive? Exactly. That's my problem. Because I'm like, all right, I feel this way at 50. If I had a kid in the next 2 years, then I'm going to be 70 when they graduate high school. I'd be probably 80 by the time they got married and had a baby. And what 80-year-old me is going to play with my grandchildren? Like my great-grandchildren, maybe. But my grandchildren, no. Especially since I started out so young. Because I was 21 when I had Katie. And I was 32 when I had Connor. And they were teasing me at work because they're like, you were 21 when you had Katie, 32 when you had Connor, 43 with the new. I was like, no, not this bitch. No. I already had 2 kids without any kind of backup. I'm not doing a third one alone. And I was quite eager. I had no problem if I found myself in a relationship, married, because fuck that whole dating and being pregnant thing. I wanted to be married and I was like, I still have a couple years, but I just didn't fall for anybody. Nobody appealed to me at all. It wasn't that I didn't date. It wasn't that guys didn't come after me or whatever. I just had no emotional attachment to any of them. I couldn't see myself growing old with these people. And I was like, if I don't, I'll have a kid at 44, 45, 46. But beyond that, I was like, yeah, no, I can't do it after that. Because I was like, something's going to go wrong. But I mean, I already had 2 special needs kids. So it's not like that would be such a stretch of the imagination for me. And I did. I wanted I wanted more kids, but I was like, I'm not doing it by myself again. The only way I'll have another kid is if I'm married to the father of my child. And my mother was like, well, I guess you're never having kids again. I was like, thanks, Ma. Appreciate that. Because according to my mother, I'm going to die alone because I'm just a miserable person who doesn't deserve to be with anybody. And my son's like, please don't listen to grandma. Like, please don't listen to grandma. Grandma's full of shit. Like, she's no fucking prize, but, it's like, all right, I'm going to die alone. Thanks, Ma. She's not worried about her. She's worried about me dying alone. It's like, oh. She's like, well, you don't have a whole lot to offer anybody. Thanks, Ma. Appreciate it. Third time's a charm. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Your mother is an insufferable twit. Don't listen to her. I know. The thing is, like, she says these things and she thinks she's being helpful. She really does. I don't want you to think that she like sets out to be mean. She's just that like ignorant of the things that she says. She has no idea. And she's, oh, everything I say bothers you, Michelle. Yeah. So stop talking to me. And yet I love the woman. I can't stand talking to her because I literally just wait for the hits to land. But I love her. I don't like her. But I love her. Yeah, I gather that from how you described it. She doesn't realize and thinks she's helping. Yeah. You can love her but not like her at the same time. See, y'all reading my mind. She's not a bad person. She's been through a lot in her life. A lot of things she won't address, a lot of things she won't look at. It's in the past. It's not affecting me. It affects you every day, Ma. Every day. It's weird because she's got the martyr complex, but yet she won't talk about the real things that hurt her. She'll talk about imagined slights and all that kind of stuff, but she won't talk about the actual atrocities. She won't talk about the actual trauma. And it's not like I'm not aware of it. I lived through it. I saw it all. It's all filed away in my brain, which is what gives her the pass every time she hurts me. Every time she says something really, really, really mean and she doesn't think it's mean. And I just like, I look at her and I'm like, oh, you're so lucky that I know where that's coming from. I still don't like it though. But I mean, I understand she's been beat up in every way a person can be beat up. She's taken the hits, but she never tried to deal with them. It was just, bury, take it all out on your kid. Great. Hey, Caterpillar. I think we all need some internal encouragement, hope, and truth. We live in a synthetic world. You've inspired me to keep moving forward with a purpose. Thank you. Aw. Oh, don't make me cry. I'm glad. I mean, that's the whole reason that I do this. I talk about myself and I don't like to project for other people. And I've been through a lot of different traumas. So me talking about them, I deal with them. And people who don't want to deal with their own kind of deal with theirs through me. They don't have to feel it for themselves, so they don't feel selfish. They feel the empathy for me or the sympathy and relatability for me. And then they're like, oh, I'll sit here and work through it because Shelly needs me. It gives them permission to feel it. And then they feel it for themselves as a byproduct. So it's kind of like they heal vicariously. And they're not like, oh, I'm not focused on me. I'm the one sitting up here all egocentric, being it's about me, because I want it to be about you. But it's just easier to make it about me so that I don't project it onto anybody else. You know, if you want to get in the water and deal with your stuff, then jump on in. And if you don't have to. You could just sit on the side and be like, all right, I'll skip today. But thank you for saying that. That made my day, Kata. Thank you very much. Elephant. Oh, get with it, Clary. This is the 80s. If you could achieve puberty, you could achieve a past. Who's Clary? You mean Claire? And welcome, Caterpillar. I see you're a lurker. I like it. That's all right. We love lurkers. People don't get how shy other people are because the people here are like, we tend to be balls to the wall all the time. Like my ex-principal would say, we all rock out with our cock out every fucking time. We are not shy, but we understand that there are some people who might be. I found you through the Michael Malloy show. Oh, Mr. Malloy. I said this year was a good year for him. It was. I mean, I felt bad with the whole friend zone thing. God, he should listen to this friggin' this podcast. How to tell if they're really in love with you, Malloy, or if they're just stringing you along. But no, I love Mr. Malloy. And I always call him Mr. Malloy because he's older than me and it feels weird to call him Mike. It just does. Ellie, fine. In real life, I'm shy and quiet, but I'm here. I'm not. You're quiet in real life? I'm gonna take you at face value, Ellie, but I there's a little doubt in there. I can honestly tell you guys, what you get on here is what everybody else gets too. Like I can't do the I don't know, difference in personality. Like I can't switch gears like that. Like what you see with me is what you get. I don't sugarcoat shit and I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I am sweet and I'm mean. I am brilliant and retarded. I am super sensitive and absolutely abrasive and completely oblivious at times. I don't do just one thing. I'm capable of pretty much anything. But whatever I do, it's going to be authentic and it's going to be real. And I'm not going to lie to you or be fake about it. This is me. That is one of my favorite songs, by the way, from The Greatest Show on Earth. I think that's what it was called, right? The Greatest Showman on Earth. The one with Hugh Jackman and the circus people and the bearded lady and everything. This Is Me, sung by, I want to say Sapphire. I'm terrible with names. Y'all know that. But yeah, that song hits me hard all the time. This is me. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say. We don't want your broken parts. Trying to be tired of being afraid of all my scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are. Yeah, that song hits me hard. And I won't let the world make me feel like I don't belong. Which is why I come here and talk. Sometimes about the same thing over and over and over until it sinks in. Because sometimes I'm trying to convince myself that, yeah, eventually we'll understand it. I'll talk it to death. Because I'm just not getting it. Like, I can explain it to you guys, but I'm still struggling with some aspect of what I'm talking about. That's why we talk about trauma so much, because there's so much trauma I have to deal with. And every time I I deal with one trauma, another one crops up that was hiding behind the bigger trauma. And it's like, where the hell did you come from? And it's, oh, well, you put this stuff on top of us and we all got pushed down. So now you got to deal with all this crap, which is why I didn't want to admit from the very beginning that I was human. I didn't want to embrace any kind of therapy because I didn't want to deal with any of the stuff I knew I had buried for decades. What's the name of that song? That is called This Is Me. I love that song. Somebody post a link to one of the videos to that. That'd be awesome. Wait, I gotta go back because StreamYard it's doing this leaping thing where instead of going up like one comment at a time, it goes and there's like I lose my place because there's 12 freaking comments. And it's not supposed to be advancing at all. Yes. We're so happy you're here, Caterpillar. Absolutely. Elephant said, I am also very slow to warm up person. There are people who have known me for years and I don't talk much to them. I'm glad I'm not one of them. Jesus. She said, oh, don't misunderstand. I'm blunt as fuck with the people I actually talk to. You don't say. Well, you know what I don't say normally, and I'm going to say it now. I appreciate that about you. I take you exactly as you are, Ellie. And I enjoy you. Chat is good. Chat is wise. Chat knows all. And I love my chat. I do. I love my chat. I have more respect for you guys than you can imagine. And I'm very protective of you. Very protective. So I want this to be a place that you go where you can just be yourself. You know, just show respect for each other and for yourselves and keep your dignity. And when I while out and you while out, we have a good time. But it's never malicious. It's never fake. I don't want you to agree with me because, you know, you think it's something you should do. If you don't agree, then tell me and we'll talk about it. We do it all the time. You know, I want your lives to be better. I want to be able to make you smile every once in a while. Sometimes I want you to cry because I think you need it. Because this is the place to do it. Get it out. You're not crying for you. You're crying for me. Feel better about yourself. You're crying for me. It's still releasing the pressure valve a little bit. You know, so that's fine. If I got to trigger you into, you know, doing it, then that's fine. That works for me because it works for you. If you didn't like it, you wouldn't come back. But yeah, I know you're blunt as fuck. And I do love that about you because I'm not exactly subtle. So it's always good to have people around me who can give as good as they get. Wolfkinder 3, Mr. Malloy has a childlike reaction to affection. I know. He has no filter when he has feelings, and there's an innocence to it. There is. Oh God. I was really glad when Grandma came along because he stopped like flirting with every girl that went through. He stopped talking about Shelly's jelly and all that. It's like, oh God. Like, Mr. Malloy, please don't. Like, and you know I play a role with him because I treat him with kid gloves. I do. I definitely gentle myself and I tone down like the profanity and the debauchery. And I give him a much cleaner, like almost I don't want to say like daughter-like kind of reaction, but like it's more of a, oh, okay, Mr. Like when he says something to me that's kind of like out of hand, I'm like, he's so fresh. And he's just, you know, Mr. Malloy. And he's, you know, I'll flirt with him just to, you know, flirt because it's cute, but nothing like, it's literally just affectionate flirting and there's nothing sexual to it, like at all. It's not serious. It's just because I just want him to laugh and feel good. And It does. It gives him a little charge. His reaction when he's like, I love when he does that. And he knows I'm joking. And he'll say, you were really sweet to me today. I'm like, okay. But I mean, he waits until until he turns down the panel and he's like, all right, thank you for coming on. He's completely different behind the scenes. Oh, he totally is. But he does appreciate the whole banter back and forth. It really makes his day. So I love giving that to him. I do. You've been cleaning while listening? Oh, nice. I haven't cleaned nothing. I made my daughter clean the bathroom yesterday. I couldn't take it. I was like, nope, your turn. Your turn. PennDot. Who's PennDot? The hell are you talking about, PennDot? PennDot. Caterpillar, what's PennDot? Good to see. Am I missing something? Can I not see people? All right, Wolf Kinder got it. So it's got to be a joke that went right over. Right over my head. It's a good idea, Wolf Kinder. What is? Oh, the cleaning while listening? Yeah, most people listen because I don't show visuals. So it's easier to just listen unless you want to chat. That's why it's easy to lurk on my channel because you don't have to pay attention most of the time. I'll warn you if I'm going to show something. Just like on Winning's channel. Whenever he's showing boobies, I yell it out so that people can come running back to the screen and they go, boobies? I do that for all the men out there who like that. And, Inya. Because we just roll that way. Stops playing a StreamYard star. Oh, Wolfram. Always chewing on my cables and everything. But that's all right. I like Bad Wolves. Bad Wolf, that's a Doctor Who reference. See? I love blunt as fuck. There you go, Kata. Welcome aboard. We don't hold back much here. And when I say much, I mean at all. We avoid the YouTubey bad words sometimes, but hold back, no. I was making a breakfast sandwich because mom eats last. Yeah, that's why I ate at 1:00 in the morning. I was like, oh my God, this is probably why I have a headache. I've had I made the mistake the other day. My son got a soda at the store and he was like, taste it. I should have never tasted it. Because now my body was like, oh, it's soda. It's liquid candy. And I was just I took a big gulp and now I have a headache. That's lasted 2 days. Because my body's like, remember that soda? Remember that liquid candy that you had that you love so much? You only had a sip. We want more. I'm going to give you a headache until you give me more. Well, the headache will go away eventually. But yeah, no, I ate at 1:00 in the morning because I forgot to eat yesterday. I stopped to eat something and I got distracted and I started doing something and I started talking to Winning and I friggin' forgot to eat. And by 1:00, I was like, my stomach went, and I was like, oh, that's what I forgot. Connor, you cooking? He was like, yeah, I was going to make this. I was like, make me two. And he was like, you want two? I was like, I'm starving. Don't bitch at me for eating two of them. They're 3 inches long. Stop it. Friggin' little ass chicken breast. The itty bitty titty committee for chickens. This is made from The Greatest Showman. Thank you, Iron Rabbit. You're so awesome. Same thing with Mims. Thanks for throwing those things out there, for putting out Caterpillar's YouTube channel. I appreciate that. She said, I have no content on my channel, but thanks for the support. That's what we do. We cross promote over here as much as possible. We like to give everybody an opportunity to get subs, whether you want them or not. Whether you want them or not. Never hurts to have people, sub up to you. Every time I peeked on Malloy's channel, he was asleep on stream. I'm very cognizant of when he goes live at 4 or 5 in the morning. Because usually that's telling me that he's depressed or he's sad and feeling some type of way and he can't sleep. That's when I always go in there and I go into his chat first and I just watch for a few minutes to see like what kind of mood he's in. And if he's depressed and there's nobody on panel with him trying to cheer him up and there's nobody in chat that can do it, I'll be like, hey, Malloy, what are you doing? Instantly, Shelly, come up on panel. I'm like, yeah, just send me the link. And I'll spend hours with him just to cheer him up. I don't care. Like, because I don't like when he's sad. It's not natural. Like, I want him to be happy. He should be happy at this point, enjoying his golden years, and he's just not. So when he does, I really enjoy it. And if I can do that for him, I will. Like, it's nice to do little things for him. I sent him that little sound machine that he's got because his card was dying, so he couldn't get it to play the song anymore. So I bought him a little sound machine, a little handheld one. It cost me $10. It made him so happy. It was ridiculous how happy it made him. That was worth it. You know, he complained last year about that it was cold. And it's getting colder and colder. And it's so cold in this room. And it goes right through to my bones. And the heat is too much. And, you know, like he was bitching about it. So this year from Winning and I, we sent him that blue tie-dye fleece hoodie. And trust me, I took my time picking that out because like he loves tie-dye. I want it to be soft because, you know, he's got, you know, like the sugar problems. I don't want anything that's going to like be itchy or like cause him to have any like abrasions or, you know, like a rash or anything that might not heal. So I was like really, really careful. He was so happy when he got it. And of course, in true Malloy fashion, he put it on backwards. I'm like, no, turn it around. And he was like, I like it like this. This is how it goes. Oh, look, it's got a pouch in the front. That's the hood, Malloy. Like, come on. And I mean, he camped it up because that's what he does. But oh, it was so funny. And he was just so happy. And he is always so grateful. So I'd throw him a few bucks every once in a while for him to get his snacks. And I just hope he doesn't purchase soda or chocolate. Like, go with the chips, Malloy. Go with the chips. I'd rather him retain water than get his, you know, sugar spiked. But yeah, no, he's an awesome dude. He really is. I've been following Malloy for 6 years. I'll call him out in a heartbeat. Tough love. Yeah, I'll call him out, but I also like to just, I don't know, I like to change his mood because I know that he is highly adaptable. So his moods change real quick. I just don't piss him off. I make sure I don't piss him off. Like, I never want to offend him. I just want him to be happy. He's a good guy. He's a lovable man. He is. I'm a little protective of Mr. Malloy. I stop in a lot, but I don't always chat. The PennDOT thing is Malloy. Oh, he was getting worked up about PA calls the DMV PennDOT. Oh, I turned it into a joke. Yeah, I tend to avoid streams where he's ranting about stuff because I'm just like, oh no. Like, because I'll wind up getting more information than I wanted. So if he's like bitching about the DMV or about if he's talking about Scientology, I'm like, oh no, he's happy, he's good. Like, I can't. It's a lot. It's a lot. I tend to go in whenever he needs bucking up, you know. Otherwise, and I always go in and give him a like. That man has such a loyal following, it's ridiculous. Grandma made Malloy a shirt with the PennDOT logo and his name over his chest like an Mr. Malloy loves Wolf Kinder. That's so cute. Yeah, no, we all care about Mr. Malloy a great deal. I don't know, it's just something about him. You just want to take care of him. That was nice of Grandma to do. Oh, that's so cute. 198 followers. Though nice. Nice, Kata. You got 198 followers, no content. What's your secret? You've only been on YouTube since 2018, 6 years strong. There you go. I started my channel just to post videos of my kids. so that my mother had a way of looking at them because they were too big to be emailed. I was like, Iron Rabbit, the expert, tried to set me up with Mr. Malloy, but I'm still very married. I know, honey. I know. Your heart is still your husband's. I love that about you. I do. Um, it's wonderful to have that many subs. Awesome. Absolutely. Especially when you're not trying. That's awesome. I usually come in with slow your roll, Malloy, and he will calm down. Nice. Yeah, no, when he's excited, I leave him alone. I'm like, you go have fun. You go rant till your heart's content. At least I know you're in a good place. I don't care if he's mad. He can get mad. Sometimes anger gets the blood pumping. I just don't like when he's depressed. It's just way too sad to me. Because he's the type of person who should always be laughing. Although, I was glad he gave up that damn donkey laugh. Oh, dear God. And I told him so, too. I was like, maybe your laugh is what's scaring off that lady. I was like, you said she doesn't like people drawing attention to her. And if you're going, like, real loud, that draws attention. Like, a lot. Maybe just tone it down a little bit. He did, and then they got along for a long time. Elephant, I have to get going. Time to school some children. Nice. Well, you have fun schooling your chillins. Have a good time. Thank you for coming. As always, I love you. And it's 1:00 here. I am going to catch a nap so that I can go on Winning's thing tonight. So I can go into chat and listen to the new Alex Jones chapter. Again, tonight, Winning is going at 8:00. Unrig the Game. We'll be doing The Great Awakening by Alex Jones, chapter 6, The War Machine. We'll be done with that book pretty soon. I think after that book, we're doing the Vivek book. He might have another one queued up. I don't know. I never know with him. He loves to surprise me. So it's always fun. But he always picks something that he knows I've never read or I haven't seen, like that documentary. He was like, you haven't seen it. Yeah, and the day ends in a Y. Like, if it's not like a historical drama, I haven't seen it. If it's a World War II documentary, I've seen it. Trust me. Like, I've seen it. If it's a conspiracy thing, I've probably seen it. Oh, it's no problem. Everybody have a good day. It's been a pleasure. I enjoyed myself. Y'all have a wonderful day. You have a wonderful day too, Kata. Thank you for coming by. And let's see.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
That's right. You go out and conquer the day. Conquer the day. Except
stop eating beans. Bangers and mash. Beans on toast. Stop.
And because Lass is here and I want her to have a wonderful day, this is for her.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with. Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
There you go. Everybody have a wonderful day. Wolfkinder, Elephant, Lass, Mimsy, Amber, Cato, Wolfram, Wolfkinder, everybody. I know I said Wolfkinder twice. I know I'm missing people. I'm sure Daisy will do a rewatch later. Dorothy, everybody have a wonderful day. I love y'all. And this is Shelly. I will see you in the funny papers. Bye.
Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists, damn right, it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight.
met a girl from Jersey. She was looking so fine with her hips so curvy. I wanna over down and Seaside Heights and a boardwalk fight at the end of the night. Hey, hold up, got a situation, got condensation from the girl's gyration. She's hot like the girl next door with a tig gold bitties that I can't ignore.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
I'd be